Hey everyone, you're listening to the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com. Check us out at that address for everything you need to know about our community, monthly giveaways, and nightly live streams. You can even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4Player. And last but not least, you can catch the live recordings of these podcasts every single Thursday night on our Twitch channel. We hope to see you there. Enjoy.
Welcome all to the greatest show on earth, 4Player Podcast.
Wow.
I'm your host, Brad, and I'm here with Nick.
Hello.
And Krispy. He's doing weird sounds.
Hi, how's it going?
And Chris Davis.
Hello.
He's here. Nolan is busy doing house stuff. Welcome to the show.
Nolan's a homeowner.
Have y'all done any cool, fun stuff this past weekend?
I went to a metal show.
Yeah, you did.
Anybody else?
I read comic
Fuck
books.
you too.
I finally saw Guardians.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
what'd you think?
It's all right.
It was all
pretty
right.
good.
You guys,
Me and Chris
Pretty
Davis.
good.
Me and Chris
Wonder
Davis.
Woman's
guys
getting really
suck.
good reviews. Are we excited? DC's finally got their shit together?
I'm crazy excited, but I'm not gonna let myself feel feelings until I've seen the movie.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it on Sunday.
That's true.
We should have all gotten together and seen it.
Well, I asked you guys last night if anybody was interested this weekend, and it
Well,
And I was-
stuff
if
we
I-
didn't plan
it's
this
pretty
far enough.
cold.
We got stuff going on this weekend. We got E3
Guys.
coming up.
I'm not
Computers need to
sitting
get
out
built.
opening weekend.
Computers need to get built.
I'm not sitting out opening weekend, guys. I'm sorry.
Brad, get this show under control.
Hey, Nick, do we have any interesting feedback from last week?
Let me take it from here, Brad. Let me just
What?
take it. Let me just
That's
take
where
it
we're
back.
supposed to go.
Let me just take it back. Let me just take it back. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start.
You're supposed to ease it in, not
Yeah.
cram it in.
Exactly. They don't like it when you do that.
You know what I watched today?
What?
Before the show
What?
after work, while I was eating my dinner
What?
with my lovely wife. A show she really likes, and she wants to watch the new season, but I've never seen any of it, so I watched the first episode of it.
Oh, okay.
What is this? What?
That's some good
It's a
setup.
reality show, isn't it?
Samurai Jack?
Oh,
Really?
The fifth season?
Well, no,
Or
I've never
the
seen any
original.
of it, so
Oh,
I watched
you start from the
episode
beginning?
one. I had no idea what that was. I mean,
cool.
I had seen ads for it, but I thought like it was like, "Hey, I'm Samurai Jack." You know, I thought it was like he was like Goofy Doo.
Oh,
No.
no.
So I was
No,
like,
it's
I'm not
pretty-
gonna watch that show. He's like a Johnny
It's pretty,
Bravo.
it's pretty serious.
This
Okay.
is Gendy Tartakovsky being serious.
You thought he was
Also, I had no
Johnny
idea
Bravo?
that show was like so visual.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
I knew
gorgeous.
Nothing, I knew nothing about
It's
that show.
fucking
You
gorgeous.
realize who the voice of Aku is, right?
Dude,
No,
It's Mako.
I only you did a voice with another voice. Who's the voice actor?
The voice actor for Aku, his name is Mako. He was a very famous voice actor. He died.
Oh, he
But
years
Brad
ago?
does not know who this person is. I'm fairly certain.
Does Mako have a last name?
No, he's like Prince.
Oh,
I mean, that's what he was called.
Or
but before Prince didn't have a name.
okay. No, so yeah, it's
or
cool.
Seal.
Seal.
It's cool.
That's a good one. Na, na, na.
Also, Fargo season 3 continues to be amazing.
You know what?
Brad.
You know what I started watching?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
no,
you first.
no, you seem so
no,
excited.
no. You
I haven't started watching
Davis,
anything.
just go.
You were so fucking excited.
This show's a
Jump
mess.
in.
I was gonna say I watched the first. Guess what? I watched the first episode of Brad.
What?
Black Mirror.
Oh, was it the pig fucking episode?
The pig fucker.
Oh, how was that?
I mean, the other episodes are like
It's-
science fiction. The first episode's
Right.
not
the-
really, but
yeah, but it's kind of more about how like they can't keep a lid on the situation because it's
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Like it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
You're
Does he end up
you're
fucking
in
the
for
pig
quite
or
a
not?
ride. Oh
Yeah,
he fucks
yeah,
the
for
pig.
sure.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
But
like,
he has
and
to
then it's like,
ejaculate.
and then
he can't stop.
right,
until-
he has to come. But then
Yo,
like it
Jesus.
shows like the aftermath a year later, like what his life is like a year later.
And
From-
how was
from
that?
fucking
You know what?
pig?
No.
All he does
No.
is fuck
Let me just
pigs.
watch it. Let me
Yeah.
just. I don't even
He
know.
just-
Wait, what
he
am
gets
I saying?
really into fucking pigs and just does.
Eats bacon every
You know what
night.
I started watching this weekend?
What?
Twin Peaks,
Really?
like
How are you
Twin
finding
Peaks?
it?
the
Nick?
original.
Wow.
Oh, are you
It's on
familiar
it's on
with
Netflix.
Lynch's
Yeah.
catalog of work?
Yeah.
Some of them, not all of
What
it.
did you think?
Were
I
you
watched.
like-
Okay, so I watched the first 2 episodes, and
Those are good
I was like,
episodes.
okay, this show, I'm really into it, but I was like, this show is not nearly as fucking weird as everyone seems to make it out to be. And then I hit episode 3, and that all changed. That episode is fucking one of the weirdest. Like a guy barges into a dinner, and starts like going off about how much he loves baguettes. and then there's that and then he's like trying to like predict who the killer is by throwing rocks at a jar, and then the dream.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah. It's like after episode 2, that show
dream,
takes
is
a
that
hard
with the
left.
reverse talking dwarf? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
Have you seen any of his movies like Mulholland Drive?
I have not seen
or
Mulholland
Mulholland Drive is one of my
Lost
favorite movies
Highway.
of all time.
I have not.
Inland
Lost
Empire?
Highway is bullshit.
So yeah, this might be my first like major exposure to David Lynch. But man, I was really into it. Like I'm really into like this guy. Like man, I always knew Alan Wake was like inspired by Twin Peaks, but now that I've watched the show, I'm like, holy shit, it is totally inspired
You
by Twin
understand the
Peaks.
fucking coffee
I
thing
now
now.
understand why all those comparisons are drawn.
Damn good coffee.
Damn good.
Damn good.
Oh my god.
Also, Deadly Premonition is so Twin
Dude,
Peaks.
Agent
Despite
Cooper,
the negative
Agent
press.
Cooper and the sheriff. Oh my god,
Yeah.
they're great.
Yeah.
They're great. So funny. All right. Anyways, video game. Oh, feedback. Wait, before I do that, sorry, this episode's a mess. I
You know,
don't
if you
even
like Cooper,
That's not a mess.
Don't-
This is one of the best episodes.
ever.
Yeah.
I think every episode we do is the best one yet.
you know, if you like Cooper from Twin Peaks, you need to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. then.
Is he on Agents of Shield?
Yes, he's a very important character,
But he's probably not
especially
the
in the second
same
season.
character.
But like, there's a very particular reason why I like Agent Cooper in
Is he
Twin
like-
Peaks.
a cool character or like one of their made up characters?
No, he's an
Look
actual
at this
character.
fucking dickhole.
Fuck you, Brad.
Not canon unless it's on the page.
I've got a little bit of stuff to talk about this week. First, before we jump into feedback, I want to mention one. It is now June, so we are going to announce the winner of our giveaway. We do a monthly giveaway here at 4playernetwork.com. Announce the winner of our giveaway for May. Basically, all you have to do to enter the giveaway every single month is just either retweet the podcast when the tweet goes out every week, or drop us a comment on a podcast. Let us know what you think. Chime in on any conversations we're having, whatnot. Or now we're actually taking into consideration people who leave clips for us to clip out in the Twitch Clips channel in our Discord. So taking that all into account, we have randomly selected our winner, and you can pick any game you want up to a $60 value, and we will gift it to you on Steam or however we need to get it to you. Our winner this month is Tobly.
Tobly.
And I've seen Toby. He's commented. He's
Tobly
tweeted.
round.
So he's been very active. So I don't know if he's watching us live right now. If you're not, we'll be reaching out to you shortly, and you'll be able to select a game. We'll get it to you. But congratulations, Toby. Thank you for supporting us
Tobly.
and interacting and all that
Tobly.
good stuff. You know,
Tobly's just fun to say.
Totally.
yeah,
Tobly.
Tobly is rather fun
Tobly.
to say. So
Your name is
congratulations,
Tobly.
Tobly, and we'll let you know what he picks next month. Our winner last month picked Final Fantasy 14. Which was
bad.
He chose Final Fantasy 14.
an
huh?
inspired choice, I think.
That's the second
Inspired is a
person who's
strong
No. The
Oh,
last month.
okay.
I was saying we'll let people know what Toby
Yeah, we haven't
picks
seen that guy.
if he indeed. Yeah, we haven't seen him since we gifted him Final Fantasy 14. What have we done?
Yeah, stop it.
On a related note, Discord, our community Discord, of course, is the best place to interact with us on a daily basis. You can find us on discord.gg/4player. We'd love to have you guys there. It's absolutely free, and it's like having the whole community in your
Yeah.
pocket.
No, like it really is. I'm usually on the gaming channel.
But how do you get to the Discord?
Discord.gg/4player.
Yes, that's correct.
That's I just said that.
Just saying.
You just missed it.
The number 4,
The number 4, yes. The number 4.
How do you spell player?
Fuck off.
BRAD.
I also...
Really?
Yeah, so consider that an invite extended to you, the lovely people of our community.
So
We'd love to
that's
have you in there.
Discord?
You can not only interact with other people in the community, but us. We are hanging out in there as well. Also, it's June. You know what June is, right, guys?
It is the 6th month of the year.
It's
You know
Father's
what?
Day.
You know what June is, my friends.
Father's Day.
Second comes out.
Summer.
Keep going.
Father's
My
Day.
brother's birthday.
Ooh, the Wipeout collection is
Keep
coming
going.
out for PS4.
I'm sure y'all will eventually remember.
Yeah.
It's my fucking birthday, assholes.
Oh.
No,
Wait, is
no,
it?
no, no. I'm
No, I
talking. I
didn't
mean, it
think
is
so.
actually.
Well,
but
because you changed your screen name from Nick H0630 now to your host Nick. Now I don't remember
Yeah.
what your birthday is.
fuck. Well, it's my birthday.
Fucked yourself over.
I did. But what I'm really alluding to is E3 is in fucking 11
Oh.
fucking.
Damn.
Hey, we're going to that.
We are going to Los Angeles in 11 days.
I made a brand new appointment today.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what?
No, you said 11 days, not you making
Yeah.
a new appointment.
This weekend is our last full weekend back here in Austin before E3. So we're very excited. I have a post.
Oh, shit.
I have a post in progress. I'm kind of putting it all together right now. I should have it up tomorrow, if not Saturday morning. It'll go into detail, let everybody know what our plans are for the week. We also have decided the details of our community meetup. You'll see another post go up on the site at 4playernetwork.com about that. So if you happen to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like to stop by and hang out with us, have a nice meal, maybe play some arcade games, I would say keep your eyes peeled on the website because we're going to let you know how to do that soon.
Yeah. For sure.
We're very excited. E3 is always a fun time. And we are all going this year. This is the first year ever. We've been going for like 7 or 8 years. This is the first year all 5 of us are going to be in the same place.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Same time. Doing the E3 thing.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is very exciting.
They all get to be in close proximity to my snoring.
Fucking A. Can you sleep outside? Or, we got like an SUV. Like, we rented an SUV. You could just sleep in the fucking SUV.
I mean, I did
There
sleep
you go.
in my car on our camping trip.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, you totally could. You totally could.
That's
Just
'cause
saying.
You're just not an outdoorsman, Chris Davis.
Not a woodsman like us.
I also-
You're not a woodsman.
I
You're not
also
an
had a
experienced
wedding to
woodsman.
go to immediately after.
You're not an experienced woodsman like myself.
Like us Eagle Scouts.
Or these twats over here. All right. Anyways,
Dick.
we're going to talk about some video games. I know I'm going to talk about Rime a little bit later. We're going to talk about, what's that weird-ass game that you've been playing? The name? I can't even remember the name. Starts with an L.
Lecarde Chronicles 2.
Yeah, that one. We're going to talk about that one.
I never
Feels
heard
like
of
it needs a subtitle.
Yeah, Castlevania.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Before we do that, I want to read some feedback from our last episode. Like I mentioned earlier, when talking about the giveaways, all you got to do if you want to enter the giveaway is leave us a comment. Chime in on some of the conversations we're having. So here's what people thought after our last episode. Our first comment comes from Cobra.
Cobra.
He says, in regards to what Brad said about Player Unknown or PUBG being about experiences, I feel like some of the best games out there are the ones that can offer you unique experiences, like being trapped in a small shed while you are unknowingly being surrounded and either coming out on top or being horribly riddled with bullets. Brad, you sound like you want to say something.
Oh, I completely agree with him.
Yeah,
I don't want him to get the wrong idea. I meant, like, I didn't mean that, like, that type of game was a bad thing. What I was saying is that all the talk about it has been really shallow because that's all it is people talking about their experiences, and I'm kind of over that because I've heard enough of it.
I mean, like literally, I've listened to... Oh, did my mic die again?
Talk?
Testing. Balls.
I'm going to vamp here.
No.
Anybody
Vamp.
seen any cool movies? You ever seen that Green Lantern
Testing.
movie?
The Ryan Reynolds one?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
What the fuck is going on?
I saw enough of it to know
You
I
seen
didn't
it?
want to watch it.
Testing.
Can't.
No, I muted your mic. Go ahead and reseat your thing. So,
There's some
guys,
things you just can't unsee.
This is gonna make
Who was the bad guy in that movie?
Hector Hammond, I think.
Okay.
All right, unmute.
Who's Hector Hammond?
His bad
Jake,
guy.
are you back?
Testing. Ah, crap. Okay, so I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened. This is gonna make editing this podcast a real hoot.
Well,
Just don't touch your mic for the rest
I didn't
of the
touch
night.
my mic the last time. Anyways, give me a couple seconds of silence so I can find out where to. Okay.
that wasn't a couple. Let's do a
Uh,
couple right now.
Do another one.
There you go.
That's
There
good
we
enough.
go.
Okay.
Thank you. And sorry, in a related note, Riceball80 would like to recommend that
Riceball?
Brad listen to Game Informer's interview about PUBG. Although
No,
It's a good interview. It's about 35 minutes long.
You're wrong.
He talks about like all sorts of aspects of the game.
but like, are they experiences or are they like interesting things like anecdotes about the way the game was developed? Or
Well, no,
things like-
it's anecdotes about the design, the development, and it even goes back into like the background of how this game was, originally conceived. As an Arma mod,
Yeah.
and then as King
Yeah.
to Kill, and then
See,
and
like-
it even goes into the fucking lore of the game. There's fucking lore in this game.
I don't buy it. Okay, so the point is, I like
That's
the game
backwards.
sounds intriguing as hell. I would love to play it. In fact, I intend to to
Okay.
play some of it. My problem
Hang
is just,
on.
what?
We're going to stop a second and I'm going to address something. Chris Davis, I heard you mutter under your breath, better than Dark Souls, okay? I get that you have a problem. I get that you have a problem with how that game decides to deliver its lore, but there is no way that whatever backstory PUBG has is actually better
It's called
than
a joke.
Dark Souls.
It was a joke.
I know.
It was a joke.
I know.
you
but
know
I
what?
just
It
want
was
you
a-
to know that I fucking hate you.
You know, it was
I want you to die in a fire, Chris Davis.
it was in poor
Every time.
taste. It was in poor taste, Chris Davis. How's that?
That wasn't fair. How dare you pick on such an
I'll
such
tell you
an
this
unloved underdog
PUBG
like Dark
will come,
Souls?
It'll burn bright.
Underdog.
Listen,
How
Chris
dare you.
Davis, PUBG will burn bright and it'll burn fast and then it'll go away and be
Yeah.
forgotten. Dark Souls,
It's going to rust.
Dark Souls is forever, I think is what you're trying to say,
yes.
Brad. Sean G says, "Hello, beautiful people. On this episode, you were
Oh.
discussing popular character designs that you didn't like, and Final Fantasy 15 came up. And while I agree that I don't like the whole emo prince thing Noctis and his crew had going on, I do like that they themed them to be out of place in the world. They were from Insomnia, where everyone dresses like they work at Hot Topic, so it made sense that they stood out amongst the regular folks outside of the capital. And I do agree with that. It was just kind of a weird. I think my biggest
You
hang
can
up there
achieve that same effect
without making them look like
without making them look like
Hot Topic employees.
Hot Topic employees. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The boy band.
it's kind of a weird choice, and honestly, it did kind of grow on me a little bit to the point like towards the end I started to.
Nick, that's called Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it didn't bother me towards the end nearly as much as it did when I first booted up the game.
It's when you're in like a camp and some dude walks out of his Coleman tent and he looks like he's a character model from a completely different game.
Yeah,
That's when it's at its worst.
yeah, it's a little jarring.
Do you think they'll announce the PC version at E3?
I mean, sure.
I mean,
It's got to happen. They're porting everything else to the fucking
I don't
PC.
think they really announced PC ports at E3, but
I mean, it's Square
Maybe
Enix
they'll-
doing a
Why
live
not?
conference, right?
they are don't they always do like a PC?
yeah, the fucking
Yeah, maybe we'll squeeze it in there. Is Square Enix doing something this year?
Slip it in.
Didn't Square Enix do Square Enix did their own thing? Isn't that when they announced Nier Automata? They did
well,
Yeah.
a couple years ago, but
Are they going to do that again? I haven't heard anything
No, I
about
haven't
Square
heard
Enix
anything
doing
about it
anything.
who knows?
Calum B90 says,
Oh wait,
Oh, God.
wait, we'll talk about it in the news, but that is to assume that Square Enix actually has something to talk about.
Oh
And the
shit.
truth is, that,
Oh shit.
that we know of.
okay,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about it.
Calum B90 says, great podcast, guys, but I have to say I'm a little confused by Brad's comments about how Life is Strange can't become an anthology franchise. Brad seemed to suggest that there is no story or gameplay element that could be crossed over to new characters and settings. I can't help but think Brad completely forgot about the time travel mechanic in the first game.
Oh, that's what I'm referring to. Like the way it's implemented is so like, it's like it's like Donnie Darko. It really is.
But, like, why
It's
can't that-
like a part of that story? That
Wait, I don't see, that's where
if that translates to a different story about teenagers, it's just gonna seem really forced.
I don't agree with that at all because unless I'm forgetting something.
Also, those mechanics
unless
were
I'm
like
forgetting
kind
something,
of terrible.
they never explained why those mechanics even existed, like why she was
But
able to do that.
It was
So, like,
more
there's-
about the themes.
But like that is not it's not tied intrinsically to those characters for any particular reason. It was just like she wakes up one day and finds out she can
No,
fucking reverse
it's
time.
intrinsic to that story though. The one story that they were telling.
Yeah, but I don't think that necessarily applies to Donnie Darko though, because if you remember in Donnie Darko, he finds a book all about exactly what's happening to him that somebody else wrote, right?
Yeah. He goes
But
on to say,
regardless, it's very much a part of that. It is not only a mechanic in the gameplay, it is a mechanic of that story that very much tie into the themes that I don't think you just move over to another like, oh, these kids are coming of age and also one of them again has the ability to rewind time. Like the reason she had the ability to rewind time was just building to a climax.
I remember.
Or not even the climax, like the end of the story, like it.
But here's the thing, like to me, Life is Strange. the words "life is strange" could literally be about anything. And to me, what defined that game? No. To me, what
This girl has poison powers.
No. To me, what defined that game was the way the story was told, the way, like, the episodic nature of it, the visual style, the fact that it's about teenagers, growing up and learning life lessons, that kind of thing. Like, the next game could have no supernatural elements at all and still be called Life is Strange, as long as it has those themes of teenagers.
Yeah, I
mean, I get
that this was successful.
Doesn't even need that.
I'm not even. Yeah. It looks like we're getting more than we bargained for. Is that we're talking about that in the news?
It's not
yeah,
news
I don't.
stuff.
I don't have a overlay for it, but yes, we can absolutely talk about it. Slardass. Okay, he's actually
Slardass.
Slardacity says, I do apologize for my oh so horrible infraction last week. If you recall, he said he was not a fan of Assassin's Creed's naval combat. I believe that was him.
Oh, no, God. Terrible.
I think that was him.
Slardass indeed.
Brad, thanks for the but he said, but hopefully this will make up for it. Brad, thanks for the impressions on Fire Emblem. I'll be picking it up as soon as we find out about a possible Switch port. I finally sit down and play Nier Automata for longer than 5 minutes and finish up Trails of Cold Steel, which I believe Brad brought up once or twice on the podcast a while back. Did anything ever come of that, or did that get backburnered?
No, I mean, I never intended to start Cold Steel. I mean, I brought up Trails in the Sky before on the podcast, but...
He also says, Crispy, are you currently reading any comics? And if so, can you share suggestions for a guy attempting to break into the hobby? That's funny. For the first time ever, like, he brings a comic to the show, and then Brad tells him to put it on the floor.
Yeah, so I yesterday I went to my local comic book retailer, and I picked up a couple trades, and they're all
comic books.
Well,
Sorry.
Popped on down to my local comic stop and traded in some old comics towards
I
my new
exchanged
ones.
currency for printed books with pictures and words in them. So right now I'm reading Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, Volume 1, which is Hal Jordan's new book coming out of the DC's Rebirth kind of continuity shift that they're doing. So far, it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I've always been a big Green Lantern fan. Fran
Drescher?
Fran Drescher, yeah. This one's going really cool. It gets... Hal Jordan in most of New 52 wasn't technically a Green Lantern. He didn't have his ring. He was using some weird, like, gauntlet for his powers. It was kind of fucking weird, and I wasn't into it. But now he's back in the black and green tights with his ring, fighting Sinestro.
What's the coolest thing he's made so far?
It's that he's made. Yeah. Well, the beginning of it starts with him as he doesn't exist as a person anymore. He's a construct of pure will, and he like crystallizes a bunch of will into like ore and forges a new ring that like sends shockwaves through the emotional spectrum across the universe and like creates so like all the like people who are attached to like different cores can like feel Hal Jordan's like power kind of like rippling through reality.
I'm sorry, but that sounds awesome. But like hearing you describe it and just watching Brad's face, like waiting for the reaction.
I don't even pay attention to Brad when I'm talking about comics. The best. I also picked up Titans 1, which I haven't started yet, but I heard it was good. I picked up Wonder Woman Annual, which just came out this Wednesday, which has a bunch of like short Wonder Woman stories. That's really, really cool. It's got a retelling of how Wonder Woman first met Batman and Superman, which had some really nice moments in it.
I've seen Batman versus Superman. I know how that happened.
No, I thought you were going to say Captain Kirk.
I also picked up the Flintstones Booster Gold crossover, which is absolutely a thing, and it was pretty funny. It was pretty good. So DC now has the rights to all the Hanna-Barbera animations, and they're making comics based on them, but they're doing like
crossovers,
weird twists with them. Like all of their Hanna-Barbera properties are like written to be more like plausible stories now, and it sounds really fucking weird and really kind of lame to kind of like, you know,
the Flintstones
real life up like the Flintstones and Scooby-Doo and the Jetsons.
Flintstones is supposed to be incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's working out really well. The Flintstones book in particular has been getting like rave reviews. They're
like Fred and Barney are like war veterans, and they're like reminiscing about their war against the tree people or something like that.
Yeah, it's not quite like it's not as serious as it sounds, but it definitely has more of like a realistic bent to it.
And all the creatures in the world have like existential crises and things like that.
Well, yeah,
like
they focus on they do storylines that focus on like the animal appliances in their house and how like fucked up their lives are.
Wow.
Because they're just treated like appliances.
Wow.
And like marriage is like a big taboo thing in this world because everyone existed in like tribes before and were like polyamorous and like had sex in sex caves. And
Basically, like the Watchmen
like,
of the Flintstones.
it's not. Don't be a fucking tool. Like,
But do you have
it's
any
weird, but it's cool.
the other part of his question for you
Suggestions?
was suggestions for trying to break into the hobby. He does add. He says, "I'm slowly making my way through the Batman Ninja Turtles crossover and Genndy
like a good place to start.
Sorry,
There
I'm
you
gonna fuck this up. Genndy Tartakovsky's Luke Cage.
Tartakovsky.
Tartuffe, this
Okay.
Brown Wonder Dog.
He's the guy who did Samurai Jack and
The easiest way to break in, quote unquote. I have two pieces of advice. First of all, go to a comic book store, start with trades, find anything that has number 1 on it. If it's a trade paperback that has number 1 on it, that's the start of a new arc, a new storyline, usually a new creative team. They're doing their own thing. Number 2, don't be too worried about continuity going into it. There's all like most of these characters, especially if you're doing superhero books, most of these characters have been around for decades. They're always going to have references and allusions to things that happened before, and you might not know what the fuck they're talking about. Write it down, look it up later if you want, but don't feel like you have to do a shit ton of research to get into it. Stories are written to be stories. They give you pertinent information that you need to know to understand developments most of the time anyway.
Superheroes that are like less intertwined with a bunch all the other
So
bullshit going
Marvel and DC, their universes are so big that there are definitely like sections. So like if you're reading, like if you want to get into Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that, a lot of what those characters are going to be dealing with and a lot of like what has happened to them before are going to deal more with like the cosmic end of Marvel than like the Avengers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's always crossovers and shit like that happens, but yeah, there are definitely like if you're reading books about like magic characters, they tend to interact more with other magic characters. If you're reading books about like mainline superheroes, they're always going to have like a run-in with like the Avengers or the Justice League or something like that eventually. Just don't get too worried about it because it's a big open like breathing living world, and the more you read forward, the more the stuff behind you is going to get filled in for you.
Question.
When he said number 2, I thought he was gonna say don't buy Wolverine.
No. Read whatever you want. And in fact, there's a lot of really good Wolverine stories. So
Quick question for you. Does that mean it's weird, this concept of the Guardians of the Galaxy being in the new Avengers movie?
No, it's not. It's not that weird. I just mean like in general, they tend like a lot of their stories because they're in space.
Yeah.
They run into other characters who are in space.
Gotcha.
Big crossover events will bring these people like from the different corners of the world together.
Gotcha.
So Guardians being in the Avengers movie isn't that weird.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was younger, I remember my brother having like the first Wolverine comic that was just called Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
His
make
first
sense?
solo book. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that worth anything?
I don't know, man. It depends on what condition it's in. Probably.
Yeah.
You got to get it graded.
Look up
And you got to pay to do that.
Crispy, you watched Logan yet?
I haven't.
Because I have it.
Oh, it's on DVD.
I know.
right?
Want to come watch
The
it?
Blu-ray? Yeah, the noir cut.
I have.
Logan
Yeah, it
noir.
came with both. So
Yeah.
on 2 separate discs too, which I thought was a little.
Also, if
surprising.
you want a really good
Because you got to put the
comic book,
movie on there twice.
just like a one-off run, Superman Red Sun. It's
yeah,
really good.
Superman Red Sun's an Elseworld story, so it takes place in its own self-contained universe.
So you don't really need to worry about continuity.
You don't have to know anything before it, and there's nothing that happens after it. So
I
What is
really.
this noir cut?
it's just black.
Black and white.
It's just black and white.
That's it?
yeah.
I mean,
It's a monochrome.
honestly, I
That
do
movie
think
insists upon
I do
itself.
think they.
It insists upon it.
If I read this correctly, if I understand it correctly, they did actually recut the movie, so there are slight differences in the way it's edited. But for the most part, it's the same movie, just black and white. But some scenes maybe.
That's a little
different
like fart
cuts.
sniffing, you know?
Sure, but whatever.
I don't
The movie's
think
good,
so.
whether you watch it in
you
black
know
and white
that-
or not. I mean, so is the Mad Max did the same thing. That's a little far
Mad
sniffy
Max
too.
is a great film.
So is Logan.
Did y'all know that
I haven't
Chloe
seen
Grace Moretz read for the role of the
Yeah,
little girl?
the girl from
Isn't she
Stranger
too
Things.
old
Yeah.
at this point? Oh,
No.
Stranger
So
Things.
the girl from Stranger
I
Things.
thought you meant
The girl from
Logan.
Stranger Things.
She read for X-23.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
Logan.
The
But he
girl-
was saying Chloe Grace, whatever her name is.
Oh,
I'm confused.
Who's the girl from
It
Kick-Ass?
doesn't matter.
Oh.
Let's move
Wait,
on.
what?
yeah. She's
Maybe.
probably way too old for that role.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, the girl from Stranger Things. I forget her name.
Anyways, 2 more small bits of feedback. I know that was kind of a lengthy one, but thank you for the insightful.
Sorry
No,
about
that was
but
that was.
you got me
interesting.
going.
Speaking of which, this is a quick aside. Even though we're not gonna be able to see Wonder Woman together, you and I
We're
and
gonna
anyone
do
else
a-
who has seen it at this time are gonna do a popcorn cast, a 4-player plus, where we talk about Wonder Woman in the near future.
Do you think that I might not get to see Wonder Woman this weekend, so maybe y'all will be doing it? Maybe y'all could just like tack on the Assassin's Creed.
Maybe, Brad.
You know,
We'll
you're
see.
already gonna be there. You're already gonna be on Skype. Just fucking do it.
True.
But that means you have to watch Assassin's Creed.
Self Torment says,
Oh no.
"Hey there, just wanted to throw out a bit of history. I think
Thanks for
he
last
said on
night.
many occasions he's kind of a history buff.
A little bit.
I know.
Oh wow, surprise!
Ancient Egypt did in fact have a decent naval force. In fact, they fought off in a successful war against the people of the sea.
What?
Atlanteans.
They fought off in a successful war against the people of the sea. What are the people of the,
The Red
sea?
Sea? No.
They
That's
didn't
like
have
sense.
cannon. They didn't have cannons, but they had archers along with the tactic of ramming a ship and boarding with light infantry.
They also
So-
had a strong merchant navy where they harvest chicken in the sea.
So naval combat could work, just not exactly like it did in Black Flag.
There's two kinds of people who are really into history. People who are really into
History?
World of Tanks and everything related to combat in history. And then there's like people who are kind of into like, not that.
That was very insightful, Brad. Thank you.
One of the reasons I don't like the History Channel is because I feel like it's way too these days, who knows?
way too
But
focused on-
historically, it's been way too focused on like combat.
So much so that they started another channel that's the military channel.
Oh,
That's all just
God.
military history.
Holy shit. Last
that's
bit of
somehow
feedback. And I
became
know
a history
I didn't get to read everyone's feedback. There was actually a lot of feedback from last week's show. So thank you for that. We encourage you to keep doing that. I didn't want to glance over everybody's feedback, but, can't read it all. Haste says about how you guys said you'll probably end up climbing the cell phone towers in Far Cry 5. It's interesting because a lot nowadays are actually disguised as trees.
What? Really?
Like he's saying, like in the American, like in the northwest part of the country, like
they disguise
they
their cell
discreetly
phone towers.
disguise cell phone towers as trees. Also, if you guys don't get in and out while y'all are in Cali during E3, I will be very upset. We have in and out
There's-
here.
yeah, there's
like,
one right down the
There's
road.
like 6 of them now. in
We're
Austin.
already sick of it.
We drive 5 minutes from here. There's an in and out.
Yeah.
So over it.
Yes, but there was a time when we did not have in and out here, and when we went to E3, we would always get some in and out.
I may do that for dinner though.
We have other things we got. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you for your concern. All right. So once again, thank you guys so much for your feedback. If there's anything you want to chime in on this episode, please leave us a comment at 4playernetwork.com for this episode, and we'll read it at the beginning of next episode. By the way, next episode, I think we're going to do a E3 predictions podcast.
Ooh.
A little bit different. We won't spend a whole lot of time doing all the other jazz we usually do, because that'll be our last podcast before we actually fly to LA.
Damn.
So we'll spend most of the episode probably talking about what we think's going to happen, what we hope's going to happen, what we think's probably going to fuck up. I don't know. So it should be an interesting show. That'll be next Thursday. Be here.
Yo, I'd rather have Whataburger than in and out.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there was a time when we didn't have In-N-Out, so like it seemed.
Yeah.
But
The novelty.
to be honest,
I mean,
I actually
In-N-Out
like.
burgers are good. Their fries are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
bad.
like their. If I can get Whataburger fries with an In-N-Out burger, it'd be
Yeah.
totally dope.
Yeah.
You know what it is about In-N-Out burgers, and some people are gonna cringe at this, I know, but fucking their onions are fucking top notch. Fucking Pitch-
In-N-Out?
yeah, pitch perfect. They're crunchy onions.
Got a
What
nice
do they-
snap
What
to
do they
them.
do to
Yeah.
the onions?
They're just they don't
Cut them.
They wash them.
they're like fresh onions instead of like grilled onions. I don't know,
Oh,
but they're
I mean, you can get them grilled there.
you can, but you have to request it.
They're raw.
Anyways, sorry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry now, which is weird because I had dinner right before I came here. Whatever. Anyways, let's move on. We got some games to talk about. Maybe not quite as much as last week, but I've been playing a new game. So I'd like to start, if that's okay with everybody. I've been playing Rime.
Damn. Is it good?
How much have you played?
I've played about 6 hours of it so far.
Oh.
Honestly, I thought I would have finished it in 6 hours. I going into it, I really didn't know how long this game was, but I kind of in my head, I thought it was going to end up being one of those like one and done, kind of like Inside, like you play in one sitting and then you move on.
Yeah.
But it seems a bit more involved than that. It's certainly, I'm going to get this out of the way. Obviously, it draws a lot of inspiration from Team Eco. So Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, that kind of stuff. But
Does
with
it
its
have
own
that-
unique visual style.
Does it have those Team Eco qualities that make Team Eco games special?
I think it kind of depends on what your definition of that is. Why don't you elaborate on that, and then I'll tell you. What do you think makes a Team Eco game special?
I mean, I guess like the way it uses gameplay to make you, to like establish an emotional. I mean, come on,
Well, the thing
what
is,
makes a Team Eco game?
sure,
great.
but in Eco,
You feel things.
I know.
Nick.
In Eco, it was
You
Yorda.
feel
In
things.
Eco, is Yorda. You're holding Yorda's hand the entire time. And she's kind of like your emotional
Shadow
connection
of
to
the
that game.
Colossus, you're climbing these beasts you're physically holding on. You're killing them with your bare hands.
Yes.
Some might
These
say
majestic
murdering.
fucking beasts.
Some would say murdering. I will say this. I think that is probably what this game. I mean, this game.
With Last Guardian, it is
Yeah.
the
creature.
the way
Trico?
you control it. And, yeah.
This game visually looks like a Team Eco game, but so far it does kind of lack that emotional connection. There's nothing in this game that I'm particularly attached to. I'm not saying, I don't even want to use this as like a negative. I
What
think,
about
I just
that
think it's
bird
trying
thing? Do you love it?
No, it's trying to kill you the entire time.
It's a lot of yelling at things.
But
in
like
this
you,
game.
every Team Eco game, you have something else. It's not just the character you play as. It's either something you're interacting with, or something that accompanies you with whether it's Yorda or the creature in Last Guardian. Like, there's always something else that kind of delivers an emotional impact. This game seems to kind of be lacking that. You kind of just wash up on this island, and then the goal is to kind of try and, I'm guessing, get off the island. I don't really know what the story is they're trying to tell. It is very mysterious. I'll say that. I do like it. It's abstract. Like, you wake up on the beach, you're stranded, and you go through these cliffs. You come in outside, and then you look off in the distance, and you see someone standing way off, like out of, like, you can't really make out who they are, but they're wearing like the same red cape you're wearing. And every time you get close to them, they kind of just turn and like slowly walk away, and then they're gone. Like, and they'll do things like where like you'll see them and you think you're about to come up on them, and then they'll go around a corner, and then just a second later you go around that same corner and they're just gone.
So it's basically the G-Man.
Yeah, sure. There are moments like that where it's like G-Man. I mean, Krispy shaking his head like it's creepy. It's not really
not
creepy. It's
creepy.
just more of mysterious. But
It's the island from Lost.
yeah, it is. It is kind of like the fucking island from Lost.
Maybe you'll find a bunker where you have to.
You
enter
follow
numbers.
the island.
No, it's like in the first couple seasons of Lost, Jack seeing his father who died walking around the island, and he would always be like
Are
off in
you
the distance.
spoiling? Lost?
Yeah, he is.
No, I mean that's
I'm
like a
ne- I'm
common.
never-
Yeah,
like,
but
there's
does
a smoke-
anybody actually die in
There's a
Lost?
smoke monster. He sees his dad walking around. That kind of thing. It's
I watched half of the first episode of Lost and never anything.
dude.
else.
I went balls.
You
deep
watched
in that
half
show.
of the first episode? You couldn't even finish one
Dude.
episode?
Regardless of how you feel about that show, like, that show had me by the balls for like 6 seasons. Like, I could not stop watching it. Even no matter how ridiculous it got, I feel like it's kind of like how people feel about Twin Peaks. Although I haven't finished Twin Peaks, I don't know. But like, everyone's always saying, don't go into it expecting answers. It's just a kind of a crazy fucking ride. That's kind of what Lost is, and it's great. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Rime's pretty good.
Are they making any allusions as to actually how he ended up on the island?
No, you literally just kind of wake up
You wake up on
and
an
you've
island.
washed up on the island.
Like
And-
a shipwreck, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of implies it's shipwrecked.
Yeah.
But there are weird things, and there's actually a lot of secrets to find, which is kind of, or not like, I mean, it's just like little subtle details that you can totally miss. Like, there is a big area with like a big fountain, and you eventually open a door, like you solve a little puzzle and it opens a door to go on to the next area. But if you actually jump into the fountain and swim underwater, you come into this like little room, and there's like these rose petals floating on the water, and there's like a gravestone, and then you walk up to it. Like, the main way you interact in this world is you press triangle, and he hums a note or he sings. Like, it's kind of like a musical element to it. Like, like he has a pretty good singing voice, but like you interact with statues and stuff by like singing, and like if you're near something that will react to the sound of your voice, it'll do something. But like when you walk up to this secret like tombstone, he like, and you press the same button, he like feels sadness, like he doesn't know why, but he's like, oh, and you can kind of see his emotionally how he's reacting to it, which is neat. Like I don't know what they're trying to say or where it's going necessarily, but I'm definitely like kind of into this mystery of like what the fuck is going on, where am I, what is the story they're trying to tell here. But for the most part, the game is like made up of these like fairly simple puzzles. A lot of people are saying this game is like super easy, but I've actually gotten stuck like twice, 2 or 3 times.
It looked like you were stuck on that.
I mean it was one of those moments where like I gotta record footage and I like walk into this room and I was like, fucking great. Like this puzzle is like, this is gonna be wonderful footage. You know, I'm sitting here trying to figure out this rather obscure.
Well, I don't feel bad because in my game, I was at a boss and I couldn't beat the boss, so I just had to fucking wander around in places I've already been doing nothing.
Yeah, it happens. But a lot of the times I get stuck. It's literally because some of the like visual cues they use in the environment to like suggest that you can do platforming here are kind of subtle, and they're hard.
The not so subtle white paint.
But like sometimes the paint's really, because it's like sometimes you're in like a dark like cavernous area and you can't quite make out the white. Like I was in an cave last night and I went in and out of the cave. By the way, there's a lot of underwater swimming. A lot of it. You
saying that you swam underwater into a cave makes me want to play this.
There was actually a moment where I came out from an underwater thing. I came out onto this beach, and that bird was. If you walk out into the sunlight, the bird attacks. And I was like, what the fuck? I can't go anywhere from here. And I looked off. I could see kind of all the stuff going on around me. And there was like an island off the shore or whatever. And I was like, the only thing I can see is this fucking island. But I'm kind of supposed to wander up the beach here. But I wonder if I could swim to that island? And I jump in the water. And as soon as you dive underwater, you can see like it's super deep. And there's all these fish and all this stuff swimming underwater. And that's how you get away from the bird. Because like you can't dive into the water, so you can totally swim out to this island. But there's nothing really telling me to swim out there other than, okay, this bird keeps trying to fucking kill me if I wander too far out into the open. I'm just gonna try fucking swim to the island because that's the only thing I can think of to do. And that was pretty cool.
The bird represents your guilt.
By the way, I fucking hate the bird. Fucking hate the bird.
Exactly.
It looks really annoying.
The game is effective.
Like up until this, like I kind of feel bad for even capturing this footage for this game because it's broken out into sections. Like each section kind of has like the puzzles are kind of themed around something. Like this whole area is built around trying to avoid this bird that's trying to kill you for some fucking reason. And some of the puzzles here are still pretty cool, but man, the moment you wander out into the open, you're like, well, this is not what I'm supposed to do, but there's no way I can make it back before the bird. Because like the longer you stand out in the open, like the screen starts to give you like kind of like minor jelly vision, and like you can tell the bird is closing in on you, and then if you stay there for too long, he like attacks you and kills you. And like the moment you realize, oh, I took a wrong turn, I'm just gonna sit here until the fucking bird kills me, that gets kind of annoying. So I feel like this is kind of maybe a low point for the game. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm still having a lot of fun like exploring because the world actually is beautiful and like there are secrets to be found. There's actually a lot of collectibles too. Like I don't know what the collectibles give you necessarily, but there's a lot of stuff to find, and it's more open than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be fairly linear, based on like interviews and stuff that I read before the game actually came out. But it's fairly open. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say about it at this point. I haven't finished it because like I said, it is longer than I was expecting going into it. But you should play it. Brad, you look unsure about it. Why? I mean, this seems kind of like you are into Team Eco games. What about this game?
Yeah, but Team Eco games have a certain something that I don't actually get from a lot of other games. You're also talking to the guy who like doesn't act like Journey's like the second coming like a lot of other people do.
Nobody acts like that.
Oh, they do.
They do not.
They got a lot of Game of the Year awards.
People liked it because it was a nice experience.
See, this game looks like Eco, but it
don't exaggerate.
But it feels more like Journey,
which is where I'm kind of like,
yeah.
I want a video game as a video game.
But there are pretty cool puzzles. Like I mean, when you get right down to it, it's a puzzle. It's a straight up puzzle game, and some of those puzzles are pretty satisfying. I've been enjoying them, but you know, I will say this: it does probably lack. If you're looking for a Team Eco-esque experience, it's probably not that.
Well, I mean,
necessarily.
who knows? You never
If you're looking
know
for
where it
that,
goes.
if you're
I
looking
mean,
for that special something that Eco has, this is
I've played
probably
games.
not it.
I've played games that were kind of like shorter experiences, maybe kind of like something like Brothers.
Yeah.
Tale of Two Sons. Like that is a game that until I got to like that moment at the end, like I was like, oh, this is like pretty good.
Yeah.
But like that moment at the end was like
Blew you away.
that's like that literal moment
Elevated
is
the
one
whole
of the most
experience.
impressive things I've ever seen a video game do.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. It was great.
And like everything in that game in terms of like mechanics and like story like builds to that one moment.
And I'm honestly
That where you all of a sudden No, I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm saying you sort of think you never played it.
Nope.
but it does make you think about everything that came before it.
Yeah, it's like the game was just exists just for
Here,
this
I'll
moment.
I'll do.
No, I'm not gonna say what it is.
I will say this.
I'm a victim too in that regard.
Crispy, it's safe. I do hope that I do kind of hope this game is maybe trying to go for the same thing, like maybe at the
I'm
end.
just saying,
kind of,
never count a game that seems to be just doing random abstract or do shit for no reason until you finish it.
This is.
No, I mean I'm really enjoying it. I just like I really kind of expected it to be. I expected it to be a briefer experience. I'm already 6 hours in. I still know I have at least one other like major area to go. So I think the game may be actually in 3 major sections, and I think I'm on the second of the 3. So I don't know. It could go either way.
This is the developers Tequila Works.
This is
right?
Tequila Works, yeah.
Okay, they were the ones behind the Metroidvania Luchador game, right? Or was it mine?
No.
No,
They're
Tequila
behind
Works did Deadlight.
Deadlight. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
You're thinking of Drinkbox, which is a
Drinkbox.
much
Yeah, they did
more
They did
talented studio.
Guacamelee and
yeah,
Severed.
Guacamelee. That's what I was thinking.
Guacamelee and Severed. Like, look, I wandered in this little area that I went and found this like shipwrecked boat, and there was this like mysterious woman in white. And I walked up to her, and she like, ooh, and then she just kind of fades away, and I was like, what the fuck was that? I don't know what's going on here. Like, this is,
That represents your sin.
I guess, weirdo.
Comparing this to fucking Deadlight.
Wait, don't compare it to Deadlight. This is, I will say, I've played some Deadlight. I played about half of Deadlight. This is leagues ahead of what that. Like, I think they've easily achieved more here than they did with Deadlight.
Oh yeah.
It's just one of those games. I do recommend it. It is really cool, and
Does
especially
it
Brad.
run okay? I've heard that this game had some issues.
Yeah, I haven't had a single problem with how it runs, and honestly, I was worried about the platforming maybe being a little finicky, but I really haven't had much of a problem there either. But yeah, I'm playing it on PS4 and it runs beautifully for the most part.
It's gonna be on PC though, right?
Yeah, but I actually
It's
saw
already out on
someone in
PC.
chat said the PC port's actually bad. Like
Oh.
that may be where it's having technical issues or performance issues,
It's got a brand new PC. I'd rather
which is
play it
weird.
on
I don't feel like this game should have much. I mean, it's not a very intensive game. I don't know what's going on there, but I would say, Brad, this is a game you should play strictly because it does some cool stuff with underwater swimming.
I do like underwater swimming.
You do.
Yes, you do.
So yeah, that's Rime. It's out now. The cool thing about the cool thing about that game is that it's fucking like it's $30. It's like it's half price, and for what I paid for it, like I think it's a fantastic game for especially for what I paid for it.
Okay.
Highly recommend. What else you got, guys? I made the overlays, but I'm tired. I can't even fucking remember what the overlays were.
Well, hey, you might think that's impressive for a $30 game. I've been playing a game that's $0.
Whoa! What is this magical game?
It's the Lecarde Chronicles 2. Lecarde.
Wait, wrong. My bad.
Wrong
We
one.
can talk
That's
about
not too-
Injustice too.
There we go.
It's Lecarde Chronicles the Second. Castlevania, maybe? Lecarde Chronicles the Second. This is a Castlevania fan game.
Oh, no wonder I had no idea what the hell this was.
This is a, kind of like AM2R, which I had played last year. Another Metroid 2 remake. This is a big fan project, but for Castlevania. It's not quite AM2R like amazing, but like this, there was a lot of effort into what is I like a 10-hour Castlevania fan game that uses very lovingly tries to nail that Igavania kind of feel.
Is there a particular Castlevania that it, like, draws inspiration from? Or?
Well, I mean, it is almost like kind of like Simon's Quest by way of Igavania a little bit. Like a lot of the systems and mechanics and loot and stuff feels very Igavania. And he kind of recreated all these like classic Castlevania, enemies and stuff with his own sprites, and some of that stuff looks original. Some of it looks kind of maybe drawn over a little bit. There's music in here that is kind of remixed, but also kind of ripped. I don't know how this game was made.
Is this game legal?
Well, no, of course not.
Oh,
I mean, well, honestly, I have no fucking clue. From what I heard, according to the creator, is that like Konami was like okay with this.
Whatever. They're not doing anything.
It's not that here. They don't give a shit.
Did I tell you guys I got an email from Konami about, you want to come check out Pro Evolution Soccer?
The truth is, who knows? But like, there's some, and it's not as amazing as AM2R, but like, my God, they fucking tried. Look at these little mini minotaurs. They're like mini-tars. They throw rocks. They're kind of annoying. But like, it's got like pretty good music, even if some of it is kind of familiar, and because some of it's like straight from like tracks from other Castlevania games to some extent. But it's, man, there's a lot of Metroidvanias out there. This one is like very much trying to be Castlevania, and for the most part, like, it is kind of nailing. Like, I'm hitting candles and getting hearts and like throwing sub weapons, and it's Castlevania. This is not a game that's trying to be like Castlevania game. It is a Castlevania game.
Is it canon?
No, obviously not. But they got the voice of Alucard to do like the narration in this game, and like the voice acting, and like Alucard is in this game with the voice of Alucard. That's kind of crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, like, it's absolutely weird, but it's like impressive. It's like this is, you see a lot of fan projects that never quite come together. This one did, and it's actually pretty good. If you're like me, and you miss the days of Castlevania games like this, get this, man. It's free and it's pretty solid. Obviously, it's not as amazing as like a proper Symphony of the Night,
like Lords of Shadow.
It's a little rough around the edges here and there. Like
sometimes you make do with what you can get.
Good control and mechanics are in the details, and I feel like in some areas they're kind of like missing those details, so it doesn't quite feel as tight or responsive as like something like Symphony of the Night does. But whatever. Like it's surprisingly kind of fun and nostalgic that I'm playing. I guess any Castlevania experience is nostalgia for me too, because these days, because it's been so fucking long.
Is this feature complete, or is this
no? Yeah, this is a done.
Okay, it's
full experience game that you can play for 10-15 hours, and like, it's pretty tough. Like, I'm stuck on a boss right now. It does feel like a little bit linear in terms of like, you get this upgrade, it's pretty obvious as to where you're supposed to go next and whatnot. And the loot system isn't quite as like deep or varied as Symphony of the Night, but I mean, kind of what is. But it's good. Like, I played every other fucking Igavania to completion. I got nothing left to play. A lot of them I've played more than once. I'm glad this exists, because nothing else has given me that.
It's going to scratch that itch?
Not scratch this specific itch. And this one does, and it's pretty cool. And
you went into a well. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's free.
Free.
I think there's a lot more platforming in this than you would see in like an Igavania game, which is more like just straight combat focused. So if you like that aspect to it, like there's some pretty tricky stuff there. Where you're climbing on ropes and stuff and dodging stuff. So I think I intend to like play through this thing.
Cool. Is it on Steam?
No.
I thought it might be on like Greenlight or something.
Oh, I don't know. Someone provided a link to like a fucking
I met a dude in an alley.
Mega download.
He gave me a thumb drive.
Download. I
gave him a hand job. We went our separate ways.
You don't put shit like this on Steam because you don't want to go to jail, Even though you got the voice of Alucard.
Well, you don't want to get sued.
Yeah,
You're not going to go to jail.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Nobody doesn't give a fuck about Castlevania anymore.
That'd be really awkward.
If it's not called Metal Gear, they don't give a fuck.
And I would argue they don't even give a fuck about Metal Gear anymore.
Metal Gear.
No.
Well, they got Survive coming out.
Yeah.
I know, that's not a fucking Metal Gear game.
Dude,
I don't
fuck
even-
off.
I don't even care.
Fuck off.
Metal Gear Survive.
Come at me, bro.
Don't be so defensive about that game till you see more.
I'm not defensive.
Okay.
I just like saying fuck off.
Oh, yeah, it's fun to say.
Fuck Konami and that game. For now.
It could be good.
That game has to prove itself, though. It has not done
Sure,
that yet.
sure. I
No,
get
it's
what
certainly
you're
not done.
saying, but it could be good.
So, the Lecarde Chronicles 2, I never even knew the first one existed. I don't know if that one's any good, but
Wait,
like,
that's a good point. Where the fuck is the first one even a thing?
yeah.
Lecarde
Yeah.
Chronicles.
Probably get it from the same guy in the back alley as you got this one, but it's
But
out there.
do you have to give him a blowjob for the?
Maybe.
For the
Where
first
is this supposed to take place in the overall Castlevania lore?
No idea.
Okay.
You're
Castlevania-
asking someone who's
In
played
the middle.
It takes
every
place in
single
Castlevania
Castlevania
City.
game
and doesn't know the lore at all.
and has no idea what's going on with the lore.
Castlevania City. Castlevania
There
City.
is Castlevania City. Also, like Dawn of Sorrow has straight up like cars in it. So
And Space Marine.
you know,
Oh.
the Battle of 1999
Yes,
never happened, from what I understand. So
What's the Battle of 19?
well, that's all about Iga's storyline. Let's not go into what little I do know of Castlevania lore.
All right, what else do we have? Crispy, did you play any more Injustice 2?
I played Injustice 2 quite a bit, actually.
Did you see my my situation, my Injustice 2 situation? this
No,
past
I
week?
didn't. What happened?
I ordered it on Amazon. Like from last
Oh,
week's
yeah, and you
show.
got the European
It got
version?
the fucking European version, and the only one, like, if you look for it on Amazon, it comes up. It's the only one that has like, it's like $60, but this is the prime price if you order it within the first 2 weeks.
But
whatever.
it's the Peggy.
And I looked at the reviews, and like everyone was like, "Don't order this. They're just sending us the UK version." Like,
So what? It's region free. What's the difference?
because if you want to buy any of the DLC, it's all region locked.
oh, but
so-
you're not a DLC
but, like,
kind of guy.
I mean, but like it's a fighting game with like like superhero
Yeah,
characters.
but I mean,
So there is a chance
Starfire,
I
Red
might want to
Hood.
download some DLC.
So did you cancel it? Or what?
Yeah, I sent it back, and then I went.
Can I
and
get
then
that Black Manta
I ended up
DLC?
going to a GameStop and just picking
Oh,
it
did
up.
you play it?
No, I didn't. Unfortunately,
You didn't play it,
no,
Nicholas.
not yet because
Nicholas!
like I said, I thought I was gonna get through Rime
Well,
in like a day,
we-
and that's taking longer than expected. I finished Prey, so like there's that. I installed it. It's on. It's ready to go. I just thought I thought I would be done with Rime already, but I'm not.
Last week we covered most everything that was worth mentioning. I will say, since last time we talked about Injustice 2, though, I really dove into the multiverse.
Yeah.
And into they have a function on there. It's like AI battles you can do, where basically you assign you outfit 3 characters and you assign them as a defense team.
Yeah.
And then you can go online and find people to fight. It's kind of like
Let
in
It
Let
Die.
It Die, where you like attack people's waiting room. They leave like NPCs that you can go fight. Except you don't actually do the fighting. You send a team of NPCs to fight their team of NPCs.
Yeah.
If you win, you get a gold mother box. If you lose, you get a bronze mother box.
Have the drops been kind to you?
The drops have been very kind, especially since there's a little exploit that I don't think they fixed yet, where they're only supposed to give you 5 boxes for fights.
Yeah.
But they record, like, they keep a battle log of like all the fights that you've done. If you go back in and you delete your battle log, you can get your 5 again. So if you like do your 5 matches, delete them, just keep doing them, you can keep kind of like farming those mother boxes. However, I don't think that works for very long. I haven't been reading about this. I'm only going off my own personal experience, but like I was getting the exact same loot drops over and over again. So like I've got a lot of characters who have a lot of like the same level 7 pants, like 5 copies of the same level 7 pants.
And it's all random, kind of like the crypt was in Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, when you open those.
And is that also how you get like bonus costumes and shit?
Well, there are no bonus costumes. It's all gear pieces.
Oh.
So they're like gear sets. When you get into like level 20, which is the highest level, you'll have like your epic level sets, you know? So like for instance, everyone has like their like kind of epic set that looks like an iconic costume and like maybe an iconic weapon or accessory. Like I just got the one for Green Arrow. His level 20 bow is called the bow that took Slade's eye. Looks pretty cool.
Nice.
There's like Bane has one that I think is called like Bat Breaker or something like that. Basically it's all like their volunteered,
alluding to
right.
big ones.
But there's no straight up like skins or anything. It's all like switching out individual pieces of gear and like kind of customizing the way they look. Yeah, it's great. Like if you saw when we were playing when we were streaming Injustice the other day, when it was like Brad, Carlos, and me, we were playing tournament mode and we had it set to randomize gear, so every time you pick a character it just like completely randomizes what they look like, and like you get some really fucking cool results with that.
Nice.
There's some awesome costumes in that game.
Do any of those like...
Unless you're Atrocitus, and then you just look
Yeah,
like...
Atrocitus always just kind of looks like
Ram. Do you know Ram?
Rom. Yeah, the more we kept randomizing him, the more he
Gears
looked
of
like a
War?
Gears of War
Yeah.
character.
That's funny.
What were you saying, Chris?
I was going to ask the named items that you get for your iconic costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Do those have like character specific benefits that you can use? Like you do extra damage to X character, or you take more damage from X character?
No, I haven't seen anything like that. That'd be a little crazy. There are like multiversal items in there. There are items that specifically give you bonuses for doing certain things in multiverse matches. But there's nothing that's like necessarily character specific like that. But there are other things you can unlock too. Like you can unlock shaders to change colors, but you can also unlock completely different moves.
Yeah.
Like you can unlock moves that like replace or add to their moveset as is. So it starts getting pretty diverse.
But none of that's tournament legal.
But yeah, none of that's going to be tournament legal. But it is a cool thing. I've just been doing a lot of the like challenge matches and the arcade matches. The arcade ladders are cool because I mean that's like your standard. That's like the old school version of single player fighting game mode, and every character has their own little ending at the end about like what they did when they beat Brainiac,
Yeah.
And those are really cool. There's some good ones. The Joker has a pretty good one.
I am still super fucking excited to play that campaign too, which I'm going to do as soon as I finish Rime.
It's a good...
You mean after E3?
No, I'm going to finish Rime like tomorrow or Saturday or something. Or Sunday.
It's a good story. I highly recommend it. And whoever was asked, who asked about comics earlier?
Oh God, I can't.
Wasn't Haste, was it?
No. I can't remember who it was.
I'll find out.
But a good recommendation would be there's 4 or 5 years worth of Injustice comics that are all available in trade paperback, and that's a great story. And you don't really need to know anything about DC going into it. I would recommend that.
Or read Watchmen.
Or read Watchmen. If you haven't read Watchmen, you should.
That was Slardacity.
Did
by the
they
way.
end the Injustice line with the release of that game, or is it continuing on?
No, there is now a new Injustice 2 title
Okay.
comic. But actually, I think that's a prequel to what's going on here. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure if they're
But
going
I
to keep
thought
going.
the Injustice comic itself was supposed to bridge the gap between 1 and 2.
It did. And then
Okay.
at a certain point, they left off and picked up with Injustice 2 that the comic starts
They've
like just
moved
before
on.
the game.
Okay.
Hey, Chris Davis, have you played anything interesting? Have you
I've
played anything for 10
played
minutes?
several interesting games. I have put 45 hours into PUBG.
Okay.
Player
Damn.
Battlegrounds.
We're familiar with
4
the game.
chicken dinners.
Damn.
Quite proud, actually. All of them.
Do you
can
play
actually-
in
there's clips.
groups, though?
I told
In
him.
teams?
I play solo and I play group.
Have you gotten a chicken dinner solo?
Unfortunately, not. I've gotten to like.
Well, then that's no real chicken dinner.
Wait,
That's
so
like
the-
a fucking...
So
I
the
got
chicken
down to
dinner,
2.
the chicken dinner that you screenshot and sent to me was a team effort.
Yeah.
I already told Chris Davis
I
this.
feel lied to.
I already told Chris Davis
That's like
this. If
that's
this
like
game,
the chicken lunch meat you get from.
if this game doesn't come out of early access, it is not eligible for
It's
your
coming.
for your
It's
game of the
coming
year.
out in September.
I'll
So
believe
you
it when
didn't
I
do
see
better
it.
than 99 other people. You only did better than 59 other people. Well, actually, I guess 98 other people.
98 basically.
It's like a spam dinner. You've been eating spam dinners. You know, spam is like a really popular
It's
food
really
item
popular in Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
They sell it at McDonald's in a way.
I mean, the Spam Fest. I mean, I've had Spam. It's not
That-
bad.
You've had spam a
It's-
lot
it's-
lately in
it's-
PUBG.
If you cook it, it's fine. If you cook it, spam's fine.
Just don't.
Have you
eat
ever had
straight
it,
out of
Nick?
the can.
Have you ever had it? If you
I
cook
can't.
it, it tastes
It's one
like
of those
meat.
things I don't know if I can get my brain.
I'm sure you've
Have you
eaten
ever
things
seen
that are
it?
worse than spam.
Name one.
I don't know. Have you ever eaten
Damon.
head cheese?
No. No, I have not.
God,
You
head
wouldn't
cheese.
like head cheese.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't like it.
Just don't
Nobody
look it up.
It has both these things have gross names. I'm sorry.
Head cheese. I mean,
It's spoiler alert. It's not cheese.
It's not cheese.
Just like Spam is not meat.
but it is head.
it's like
I like getting-
barbacoa is kind of like that.
sorry, inappropriate joke. Oh god, all right.
How do you feel about barbacoa?
I like barbacoa.
Cheek meat? You ever seen where it comes from? You ever seen like the cow head that they're just like shaving the cheeks off of? They just like boil a cow's head and then just like
I
tear
think
the
I
balls
can
off.
handle that. I think I can handle the cheek meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been-
spam's not much worse than that.
well,
Chris Davis.
other than PUBG, I've played 2 new games that came out this week, and both are extremely different. The first one I'd like to talk about is a game I've been really looking forward to. Really looking forward to this game, Danger Zone.
Okay.
Danger Zone from 3 Mills Entertainment, the guys who are ex-Criterion devs, the guys who made Burnout. They
Where am I-
made that fantastic arcade formula of
Where is
razors.
this?
Listen,
Where have I seen
Burnout
it before?
3 Takedown is one of my very favorite games of all time.
It's very fair.
Is it on your list?
This developer's not Criterion.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit.
And they
It's
have
no
ma-
longer-
They
no.
have made so Burnout when we did our top 10s before we went all the way up to like 25.
Yeah,
It was on there.
but now it's not.
It was on my top 25. Who knows where it is now? I haven't thought about it. But this is not Criterion, and their track record has not been great.
Not lately, no. So
So
this is their latest game. It's $13. It feels like it's a $13 game.
It's Crash Mode.
It's
From Burnout.
Burnout 3 and Burnout Revenge Crash Mode made into its own entire game. You are the driver of a test dummy car in a enclosed simulated crash environment. Your objective is to drive onto the map, crash into shit, blow shit up, collect bonus points, and just try to ruin everything in sight.
yeah. So where does it go wrong?
It goes wrong from so many angles. From the start, the most annoying
Everything's in
thing
this
about this
warehouse.
fucking game is there's no music. There's no music
What?
in this entire fucking
What?
game.
This
There's
thing
no
is-
music.
they rushed
It makes
this,
no fucking sense.
I didn't even
Seems
know
really
they.
budget.
I didn't even know they made games that didn't have music.
I mean,
Well,
there's
PUBG
some games out there.
PUBG doesn't have music.
PUBG has that like one guitar riff when
This
you
game
jump
was,
out of
like,
the plane.
just
That's
announced.
it.
Would you
That's
say-
more music than this game?
Would you, yeah, well, best say, would you say this game has more? PUBG has more music than?
What about the title screen? Does that have music?
No.
Oh
No,
my God.
there's no music
Is
in this
this
fucking
early
game.
access?
Have you been playing
No,
this
it's
on?
a full price game.
Have you been playing
No,
this
it's
on
not.
mute?
Well, it's $13. I'm
Full
listening
release.
to it with all the sound on. Which, by the way, there's no fucking audio menu in the options. There, you can't adjust audio options. It's just video and then look at
They're
the
like,
credits.
if we
What is
get-
wrong
That's
with what is wrong with this?
They're like, if we put an audio
don't
menu
know.
in, they're gonna wonder why we didn't add the ability, like why there's no music. But if
Exactly.
if we leave the audio menu out,
This sounds like it's not a complete.
I mean,
game.
where the fuck is the Kenny Loggins in this fucking
what is Kenny Loggins?
this is
Highway to the Danger Zone?
Oh,
Come on, man.
sorry.
they couldn't even afford.
Yeah, Nick, that
menu
joke's so
sounds.
overplayed.
Yes. That was the point of half this game was that fucking joke.
We are
But-
the lazy generation.
And-
Is the
oh my God.
crashing fun?
There's only one
it's fun
environment.
up to a point. There's only one environment. It's all in fucking interior simulated spaces. And it can get really fucking annoying. Because there's only one car in the fucking game that you drive.
Okay, wait.
No, that's not true.
If there is that I haven't seen it
No,
and
no,
I've
you
played half the
unlock
fucking
you unlock
game,
different vehicles.
then I am monumentally surprised because they leave no hints of that whatsoever.
That's
And as far as I can tell, I think I've played half the game so far in an hour.
Well,
The crash
Wow.
courses and the fucking crash courses are annoying because they feel like Burnout and they should be Burnout, but the car control is a little loose, like it's not tight like it should be from a classic Burnout.
Yeah.
And the walls that you have to hit, the scores that you have to hit in order to progress, it's kind of bullshit, especially early on in the fucking game, because you have to get a medal in order to progress to the next puzzle.
Yeah.
And they introduce aspects of the level, like these fucking outside areas that are below the highways, that if you go into it, no matter what, if your car goes into it, you fail. It doesn't matter what else is going on the map. Your score doesn't matter. You have to restart the fucking thing over again.
Wow.
And it's just... There's no secondary crash breaker, smash breaker thing that you get after hitting a certain target amounts of cars. Like, you get that initial one, and then you have to go for those yellow icons there that will get you another smash breaker.
Wow, rest in peace, Burnout crash mode.
It's really sad too. And like this thing is,
but it
has 20 levels, right?
I think it's something like that.
Are
It's
they
like
all
20 levels. Listen, like Burnout, like say Burnout 3 Takedown had 100 crash levels.
In so many different environments.
In like all different environments. And that was just like a bonus to like all the racing, all the road rage events. Like that was just one part of a game.
Yeah.
And they're charging $13-15 for this, whatever. Like this thing doesn't even look finished.
It doesn't.
Is there even a shadow underneath the car?
It
It doesn't even look like it's on the ground.
The one thing about this game that I will give it credit is that it actually looks halfway decent.
Okay.
The explosions actually look pretty decent. But I mean, look at this bullshit right here. This is one of the puzzles, and you have to leap off, and
It just flings you out of the map.
It'll flip you over into the dead zone, and you fucking fail, and you got to restart. And you gotta.
I feel like
It's not
that probably
satisfying.
happens like a lot too.
It
I
happens
would
a
imagine.
metric fuck ton in this footage here. It
Well,
is
that
fucking
blows.
ridiculous.
Well, I mean, so this developer's done, right? You know, like Dangerous Golf, from what I understood.
Dangerous
sucked.
Golf should have been this is the prototype. We're gonna build this shit off here.
Oh, it happened twice in a row.
And then they did like
It
a
happened
VR.
several times.
They
in
did
a
like
row.
a VR game that no one cared about, and then there's this.
And then
why would they rush this? They must have had money issues.
Oh man,
I don't know.
Why did they rush this out of the door?
They must have money issues because they couldn't afford any fucking music in the game.
Hoss in chat just said, "Remember Midnight Club?" And I'll be honest, I completely forgot about Midnight Club until he just said that, and now I'm sad. I miss Midnight Club.
Here we go. And,
Oh,
and it
3
knocks me
times
over
in a row.
And fucking again.
It seems very floaty.
It can be very floaty. Now it doesn't have that aftertouch control when you're flying through the air.
So you can't like steer the.
So you can steer the car a little bit.
Oh, it does
And
have
it feels like Burnout. But with the car being not that, very good to control to begin with, and just the frustrating nature of some of these fucking puzzles, it's not fucking satisfying at all.
Well, that's
The only good thing are the fucking explosions in the game.
Well, yeah,
they
they
look
look-
really good.
Yeah,
But-
I'll give it that. They look fun.
But to not have any music, to not really have much character beyond that, and the fucking walls that you have to hit for the goals in order to pass on, it's ridiculous. I mean, it pops up the leaderboard after you've completed each run, okay? And it'll say that based on my score, I'm like 500 in the world, okay? But I haven't hit the bronze fucking medal. So I have to restart the whole fucking thing, and then I have to get.
That's
I have to be
because
like the
there's
top 100 in
500
the world
people playing
to
this
advance to
game.
the next fucking puzzle.
That's
Wow.
because like 500 people bought this game.
Yeah, but you think they would fucking lower like the walls in order to be like in the top 1,000? It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Well, that is
This
sorry,
game should have been
it's such a-
so much
yeah.
better.
that is unfortunate.
There's-
I've played an hour of this game, and I think I've completed half.
This
of it.
is why you can't say, "Hey, these were the people that were from this studio. This game's getting like you know how I'm a little worried about Darksiders 3. This
Yeah.
is why.
Yeah, but at the same time, you were excited for Recore.
No, you're right,
Oh,
you're
shots
right.
fired!
But I was like cautiously like optimistic going into that.
Also,
and,
Recore
and I
wasn't bad.
certainly didn't expect a fucking Metroid Prime quality game.
But Recore was all right.
No, it was. I mean, it made my top 10 list.
But considering that this is from classic Criterion devs, and this is their fucking bread and butter, one of the best aspects of their entire body of work,
I mean, this does go.
for them to fall flat on their face like
This
this, it's
exemplifies the
ridiculous.
importance. The stresses why it's so much more than just whoever the creative minds behind it. It has to do with budget. It has to do with support, publishers, all that shit plays a huge role towards finishing a project, and this just seems unfinished.
It's also why I'm very like cautious going into Bloodstained, because I am not convinced that they are necessarily a team that can make a great Igavania.
NT Creates, they also made another game last
Mighty
year.
Number 9.
They've made a lot of They've made a lot of games.
They made a lot of
much
games.
better than Mighty
Yeah.
Number 9, including actual Mega Man games that were good.
So, in conclusion, this is Burnout Crash Mode without any character.
Thank you
whatsoever.
for taking one for the team, Chris Davis.
I bit the fucking
Well,
bullet.
hey, I wanted this to be cool too.
No, yeah,
it should have been so.
it
looks like fun. It really looks like fun with everything sliding
it looks
around.
like fun
But
until-
no, I just fucking failed.
I was watching this footage and I'm like watching it. It's like it looks really fun, but then I'm remembering, well, I can't hear it. There's no music, and
no
I'm just
fucking
like,
music.
imagine playing this with no music.
So just put in your own
Like,
tunes, man.
I remember,
There's no boost either. You can't boost your car.
dude, like fucking.
Well, maybe later.
There are 4 controls. There's you use the left analog stick to steer. Left trigger is brake. Right trigger is gas. And you press B to do your smash breaker. And that's it. There's nothing fucking else in this game.
Wow, that's a bummer. All right, thank you for talking about it though. I'm sad that it turned out poorly.
He has one more game.
I know you have one more game, but I actually want to take a quick break.
That's fair.
When we come back, we'll open up with your second game, and then we'll talk about. There's some big news worth talking about.
Yeah, I
we'll
gotta pull up that shit roster.
We'll answer some questions from our supporters on Patreon, and of course we'll wrap up with the 4-player minute. So if you're watching us live, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment after this short break.
I do genuinely find it fascinating when you talk about this stuff. I'm just a little nervous
What?
because I feel like you could hit me at any point.
You don't. I don't.
That's fucking funny.
I get.
Why he doesn't care.
I get a little riled up when you're like intentionally
Don't say anything.
antagonizing me.
Don't say anything you're going to regret, Chris, because I actually want to keep that in the podcast. That was pretty good.
Okay.
Welcome back to the show. We just spent an exorbitant amount of time talking about the intricacies of Venom and Spider-Man and the fucking Sony and Marvel movies and all that jazz.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of. But kind of also strangely exciting in my nether regions. Okay.
Nether regions?
My nether regions. We have one more game to talk about. I know, Chris Davis, you said you played a second game.
I've only played this briefly. I've only gotten about.
Oh, wait, we have 2 other games. Okay, sorry.
But,
Continue.
wait. Can I say before the podcast, I was like, well, me personally, I only played like an hour of the Sexy Brutale, and I didn't really want to talk about it just yet. And I was asking him what he played, and he said, well, I played some of this game we're about to talk about. I was like, how much did you play? He's like, about 10 minutes. And I was like, what?
Busted.
So I want to hear.
First off,
he clarified he played 10 minutes and then captured 10 minutes of footage.
So 20
For a total of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. It was too funny.
That's fair. That's fair.
Go ahead.
But then again, I was playing this at about midnight.
This
so
was also because
I had
you
to go to
wouldn't let
fucking work early in the morning.
you wouldn't let him talk about PUBG, so he's like, I'm going to talk about this game.
I mean,
then.
fair
Fuck
enough. You could play half-minute hero and finish a whole level in 30 seconds, you know.
Get the whole experience right there.
Yeah.
No, I bought Perception. It is a kind of a survival horror-esque game that came out this week.
Okay.
Its main gimmick is that your main character is blind.
Oh,
But it turns out you're not actually blind. You're actually Daredevil.
Wait, okay, so this is the game we played at E3 last year, isn't it? The one where they put us in like a booth with all the light cut out of it, and then we had a VR helmet. Was it a VR game? Can you play this VR?
I didn't play it.
Wait, at the indie meetup, yeah, they
Yeah.
had that little booth, and
Was
you had
that
to you had to make noise to like send sound waves
yeah,
out.
location,
but like the enemies could hear you.
That's
then.
Perception?
Yeah. So you play as this girl. Her name's Cassie. She's
Oh, look at this footage.
She's blind. About 80% of this game will be just a black screen.
Yes.
Let me say that right now.
You're at the Logan Airport right now. But you can't-
Supposedly.
But the idea behind it is that she's been haunted in her dreams for years by this mansion in Boston. She doesn't know why, and so she's decided to go to Boston.
This is gonna sound.
Find out exactly what's fucking going on.
This is me. This is not me trolling. This is me legitimately asking this question. Do you know if this character was born blind?
They don't really talk about it.
Okay.
Just that she's blind.
I feel like that's just kind of a detail maybe they should.
It's kind of interesting in the fact that this game offers two different ways to play it. One is literally called Chatty Cassie mode, and that's why I've got turned on here. She's talking to herself. You can learn a lot more backstory about the character.
Okay.
There's
and then
a mode that
there's
shuts
Quiet
her
Cassie
up?
mode in which she talks
God.
pretty little of it. But yeah, the idea is that she's blind. You go and find this mansion.
So you're so what
and
you
any
see in the
sound
game.
that happens in the environment, you see.
Yeah.
And so you use echolocation, hitting the ground to make sound waves appear and highlight objects in the environment.
And when we played it originally, it wasn't just making sound. Like you could literally, they gave us a headset and a microphone, if I remember correctly, right? So we were weren't we like
You could make sounds.
it's like you as a player could make sound into the microphone and it would create.
Was that the
Okay,
same
If that was
thing?
this game.
Wait,
I don't know
sure?
that.
I don't think
I
that
don't know
was.
Okay.
that was this game.
You know what?
This is not
the game we played was much better than this. I'm joking.
Wait a second. I think we're talking about two different games here.
We might.
I think so,
yeah, I
too.
think we are.
That is weird.
This is a.
Yeah, this is not the same game.
The rope.
Yeah, so this is just like the first 10 minutes of the game. But yeah, you arrive at this mansion, and the one thing that really is kind of strange about the game to me is that it really rushes to like try and scare you.
Hey, real quick, why are we behind the footage? I just realized this.
Crispy's
Crispy's head's being cut off.
It's because I
No, we're cool.
did not put
We're
it.
cool.
There we
It
go.
should be. But yeah, there it is.
Fixed.
That's good. Oh
Wait.
god, that's prey.
I was like, oh shit.
I forgot to remove that. Okay.
Prey footage?
So that's fixed. It's fixed. Yeah, this is
Oh.
the DLC for Prey, actually. No, so the game really kind of rushes to bring the spooks on you.
The spooks.
Really?
I mean, it already in the first 2 minutes of the game, you already get the creepy whispers in the environment, and
It's all
you
about-
get
it's all about
strange sounds, and
It's all about,
it's Pootie Pie fodder. It really
Yeah.
much is Pootie Pie fodder.
I was gonna make a joke about his attention span, but sure. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
PewDiePie fodder.
No, it's kind of cool the way they do the presentation like this, but they jump so fast into the spooks and not really setting up the character and exactly what's going on that
It has a pacing issue, is what you're saying.
it's got a pacing issue. I don't particularly like it.
Is it scary?
I mean, there are some things that
I
make
mean,
you jump.
obviously the scares happen in the first 10 minutes.
I mean, the thing about it is that you're fucking blind in this game, so you really can't gain much of a perspective about where enemies really are.
Wait, what are the enemies?
welcome to
I
Good
don't know
world.
yet. I don't know yet because I've only played about half an hour of this game. Well, the problem is it seems to be like.
Did
these
you just say
fucking
half
ghosts.
hour?
Yeah.
You went from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. Now you're saying a half hour.
Well, I mean, I
mean,
Someone
it was like
check
an
his
hour
Steam
top.
clock. Someone check his goddamn Steam clock.
I played 5 hours of this game. Okay, now,
But
but it's
this is awesome.
How okay, problem. How can she read the print on that card?
because video games.
No. No.
But yeah, these
It's
these
all
objects you
raised.
find in the environment
It's
become
Braille,
like
that's just
audio
the
logs
visual
that
representation.
inform you more about the
embossed.
character's background, and you learn more about Cassie. But I don't know. It rushes really fast into trying to scare you.
So you know what strikes me about this game?
and it doesn't let you really establish what you can do with the character that much.
What's weird about this, and this is going to sound kind of nitpicky, I suppose, but in a game where you play a person who is blind,
Yeah.
you can see an awful lot.
Yeah, and not only can you see,
you can see
Technically,
enough.
you can't see anything.
You can see enough that you're like, this person isn't really blind.
and the green highlighted objects stay permanently lit. And I think it's playing off the idea that she knows a door is there. She remembers where she is in the environment. But at the same time, that throws off the rest of the game, in which you realize she would know like where this box is, where this table is too.
Yeah. No, so like the other game that we played, which is the name we can't think of at the moment,
At the moment, yeah.
was like literally pitch black, and you had to like hit things to create like an echo, and it would like literally it would go from pitch black to seeing the environment for a split second and then straight back to pitch black. But doing that would attract enemies, so you had to like walk forward in complete darkness until you decided it was safe to make another noise, that kind of thing. But like this, like 90% of the time or more while you're on screen, you can always see something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that other game did a better job of simulating blindness.
As someone
this just seems like you see things in a weird way.
And you get a Sixth Sense mode if you like press a button, and it highlights where you need to go eventually in the environment.
You get a Sixth Sense mode and it just lets you see everything.
It's
very
very gamified.
It's very gamified. The one thing I think is kind of interesting is the echolocation in the game, to where I feel like that can be a pretty interesting gameplay mechanic, because there's eventually going to be an enemy that's going to stalk you. I think it's like some kind of poltergeist ghost thing, because it's pushing things around and trying to scare you. But I'm wondering if you could use that to your advantage when designing the game, to where since you're blind, you can't see any fucking thing.
Dude.
But do you risk doing that sound wave and potentially attracting the enemy?
That is what the other game we played is. That was at the Indiecade at E3 last year. Yeah. And not only that, it was a VR game. Yeah. That we played. So
and just like way better in every way. So I mean.
But by all means.
But maybe you don't know. Maybe this game picks up. You've only played 12 minutes of it.
Which I think is bullshit. I think that's bullshit. I know I've played at least 12.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I don't know. I think the game's kind of cool.
There's got to be some kind of clever name I can come up with for the podcast related to this joke. Oh man.
Half minute 0.
It is 12. For people questioning that math in chat, it is 12.
Oh man.
All I know is I've played about twice as much as
I hope.
At the very least,
so you played 6 minutes and then recorded 6 minutes of footage.
This is 2 minutes of footage.
This is amazing.
I mean, if you want to,
okay, so you played for 2 minutes and then recorded 10 minutes of footage.
I hope next week he comes back and is like, well, I played 12 more minutes.
I don't know. I do have a bit of an issue. I'm not that good at scary games. I don't play them very often.
Spoopy games.
And it's really jumping into the scares very fast, very early.
Well, it's a cool concept at the very least.
It's a novel concept.
For a horror game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really want to stick with it.
You know what's funny? I think I think
you should give it more than 12 minutes.
I might give it. Would you feel better?
Okay, just give it like 3 more.
Yeah, like 15 minutes.
I don't know. That's really taking up some of my PUBG time. I mean,
be careful. You're getting close to the
really
Steam
want
refund.
That chicken dinner.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to refund it.
He played PUBG for 45 hours. He played... I'm going to call this the 12-minute show. Oh, my God. Whew. All right. Thank you, Chris Davis.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Maybe next week I'll have played more than half an hour. How about
Good.
that?
Give it a shot.
Make you feel better?
I do want you to keep playing. I am curious, but I'm not going to play it until you hear maybe more impressions.
It's $20 on Steam if you're interested.
Damn.
Wait a minute. We can break that down.
What is that per minute?
That's over $1. That's over $1 a minute if he doesn't play this again.
I've been on cheaper sex line.
That's like $1.20 a minute or some shit.
Plus $1 per minute afterwards.
That is like calling a sex line. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Someone talk. I can't. I'm crying right now.
The news.
Oh my God.
Wait. I want to talk. I want to talk very briefly about one more game.
Oh shit.
Last night during my stream in honor of Self Torment's birthday, I caved into his terroristic demands.
Oh shit.
And
wow.
He demanded this?
That was fast.
30 seconds. He didn't demand this. I did this out of the kindness of my altruistic heart.
You gave into the terrorists, really.
I tried World of Tanks.
Oh my God.
We've been making fun of it for years, and I've never even seen much gameplay.
Were you wearing a helmet when you were playing
wildly
this?
successful
I was. I was wearing a helmet, and I had my little my smoking pipe, and I was.
Oh no, he's here.
And I was tanking it. I was tanking with the best of them, and I was doing so fucking good. I was fucking murdering fools for like matches. I was a fucking natural. And then I found out that I was playing bot matches because the game makes you play bot matches when you first start. And then I played a real match and I died immediately. like the first thing I started playing this real match and I saw this tank zip around the corner and just come down like half a mile of street, just like book. I didn't even know the tanks could move that fast. And he hit a pile of rubble right next to me, jumped behind me, turned his turret around while I'm still going, what the fuck was that? And blew me up in one shot. It was very humbling.
something about this tank came zipping around a corner.
Tell me,
dude. I saw him in the distance, just and I'm like, oh, that's an enemy. I'm gonna shoot at him. Boom, and I missed.
How fast did it seem like it was going?
Dude, like if I was crawling at like 10 miles an hour, this thing was doing like 30. Like it was going fast enough that I couldn't tell what was happening until I was dead and pieced it together.
Fucking hilarious.
But you know what?
I hear the grind in that game is really rough.
Yeah, it seems like I mean, it's a free to play game. Yeah. It seems like there's a shit ton of grinding. There's like 10 tiers worth of tanks that you can research and unlock.
There's premium ammo.
They have premium ammo now where you actually pay like their premium currency.
Per round.
No, well, you do have a full, like, you do have a stock of ammo that you carry into different battles with you, and you have to like buy new ammo when you run out with the in-game currency, and you can set it to like automatically buy you new ammo.
That really changes up.
But yeah, it's like like every shell you fire in that game is something that you have to pay for with some kind of fake or possibly real currency.
Real currency.
It's kind of like the most recent.
There are premium tanks in the game that use only premium ammo.
I don't know that much about it. I only played 13 minutes.
Self-Torment knows all about those tanks. Oh my god! How long did you play it?
13 minutes. No, I don't know. It was probably about an hour and a half. I played a few bot matches and then I played a few online matches with Smiley Alyssa.
Wait, did you play anything with Self-Torment?
No, he plays on Xbox. I found out. I was playing on PC
this whole fucking time,
and the whole time, like
he's not
all
even
of his
a real World of Tanks player?
He popped into Discord and we were talking while I was playing, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I thought about maybe playing on PS4 or something, but I'd lose like literally 3 years worth of progress." Like he has everything, he has all the tanks unlocked and all that shit. But he said if any of us started playing on PS4, he might make the jump.
All right, that's good to know.
But yeah,
or he could just.
You gonna play more Krispy?
Probably not. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll see.
That's too good. That's fucking.
But it
funny.
was good. It was good. I enjoyed it more than the memes implied.
And that was for Self-Torment's birthday. Is that what I hear? Well, happy birthday,
I heard he turned
Self-Torment.
16.
What?
No, I don't know. He's like 27 or something.
Oh my goodness.
He's looking at actually buying a tank. Like a real, actual tank.
I can't even, like, every once in a while when he posts comments for the feedback section, I start to read it. I'm like, how is this going to devolve into tanks? I just know it's coming.
Where's the tank angle?
It's going to market himself in there. And it does. It does.
This week he didn't. He was the one who left the comment about the naval combat in
World of Warships.
In Assassin's Creed. I mean, it's not a tank, though.
No, it's like a water tank. Oh, well, no, that's it.
There were tanks in Assassin's Creed.
Can you turn the fucking tank cannon backwards, put on the low gravity code, and then fly the tank? Like Grand Theft Auto 3.
I think there actually is a low grab mode.
Fly the tank? Yeah.
That's funny. All right. All right, news. There's some news.
Yeah, we got some news.
Let's
just hit us with the news, Chris Davis.
Okay, well, we'll start with this.
No.
Oh yeah, so that Far Cry 5 got revealed.
Hope count.
We got our first official trailer for the game. Which, by the way, I was watching this trailer and I was like, I feel like I'm watching a trailer for Grand Theft Auto right now. it felt strangely reminiscent of like seeing like GTA 5 trailers where they're showing like the country, like the hill country parts of the game and shit.
But half the charm of a GTA trailer is like the pure cynicism of the world,
Sure.
and the bullshit that goes on.
Sure, I'm just talking about purely aesthetically, like looking at the world. It kind of reminded me a little bit of GTA. It definitely doesn't quite like it looks. It feels maybe a little bit different than their past games because, of course, Far Cry. I'm so used to seeing like these super exotic locations. Thanks, Brad. Thank you for that.
Russians,
Naked people.
Sure, I'll bet there'll be some naked people in this. Yes. I think first of all, let's kind of unpack.
It's
this.
an attack on.
We're
America.
jumping straight into it. I guess we're going to talk about the controversy,
Far Cry flyover.
which is, by the way, hilarious.
Yeah.
Is it really a controversy?
Yeah,
I mean, are there enough people involved to consider?
They're trying to make it a controversy because apparently this game is offensive
to whom?
to white people. I don't know.
White Americans.
White Americans. white American Christians. Who fuck off? I don't fucking know.
Who are violent extremists?
Oh my god, that shit Brad was telling me about the other day with the response was the funniest thing I think I've ever heard. I don't.
There's a change.org petition out there.
No, yeah. So that like there is actually a petition someone like made up, and if you read the petition, it's
probably
comical.
fake, but there are people out there
with a level of butthurt.
I mean, I've seen some stuff that was certainly genuine, and it's kind of scary. Kind of hilarious.
It is.
I mean, some of this is just run off from the Wonder Woman controversy, right?
Which is equally
like
hilarious.
they covered that ground pretty thoroughly, so they just had to like jump into something else to be pissed off about.
Yeah. Oh man, and that in and of itself is a news topic we could delve into, but it's not video game related, so I'm gonna stay out of that one. But that one was also hilarious. Is there anything?
Well, so what do you? I mean, despite the silly controversy
about the game, just like in general, like what
is this going in a direction you were expecting? You're excited about?
Well, if you had asked me this a month ago, I wouldn't have expected it to go this way.
I mean, since we had that key art, now that we've seen the trailers,
it's all making more sense now.
Did you watch
all the character trailers?
Yeah,
and the character trailers were actually really interesting. In fact, they may be more interesting to me than the actual trailer for the game. Like the full trailer for the game. Like,
and you do create your own character.
Yeah, you do create your own character, which is a new thing for Far Cry.
Male or female?
Yeah,
and
you choose your
skin tone.
Choose your sex. Choose your I wonder how
there's character customization.
Yeah, character customization.
Oh shit!
Which is a first for the series, which is not a bad thing because historically speaking, the protagonists they've chosen to highlight in their games have been kind of disappointing. Although I actually liked AJ in Far Cry 4.
AJ Ghali in 4 was actually pretty interesting. He played very well off of Pagan Man.
He was an improvement over, was it Jason Brody in Far Cry 3? That was his name. Jason Brody in Far Cry 3, I
Guy
believe.
Everyman?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he was awful. But, so they're taking a different approach here, which is good. I feel like they're taking some chances here, not only with the tone and the setting. They're introducing a new way of creating a character.
Lie.
What?
I'm gonna play this for the same reason I played Mafia 3.
Yeah.
Therapy?
And that is?
I just want to kill some honkies.
I mean,
well, don't worry, they're gonna be in there.
I'm gonna play this game regardless, but I am kind of excited about the prospect of this game because it does take a different approach. Like the fact that it's set in America for one, just in general, is nice.
They're bringing back the anime.
I think it's a really ballsy move for them to. I hope conceptually, I feel like it's ballsy to make the white Christian extremists the villain for this game, but at the same time, I'm hoping that they don't just stop there and then they just kind of fall flat with it. I hope they kind of. If they're going to do something bold like that, I hope they kind of fucking run with it.
I'm telling you, if you want to get your pre-Far Cry 5 TV experience on, watch Longmire.
I'll add it to my long list of stuff that I need to watch after I finish rewatching things that I've already seen.
I think you'll really like it.
It's funny.
I did that just for you, Brad. How's that?
Thanks. Rewatch Justified.
Well, I just finished Josiah for the first time.
I know.
You should rewatch Buffy while you're at it.
I am rewatching Buffy, actually.
And while you're at it, there's that that need for the yearly Dexter run.
It's not yearly. It's like bi-yearly, and I'm slowly watching.
Can I say I don't actually trust Ubisoft to nail what needs to be nailed with
incisive
a game like
political
this,
satire?
Like, one of the first thing you see in the trailer is a person of color in the cult, and I think I feel like that is like when Resident Evil 6 the initial controversy. Well, I don't want to talk about Resident Evil 6, or 5.
Yeah, 5 was
five.
5 was the one. I was like, 6? What the fuck were they doing in 6? 5 is the one that took place in Africa, so I think that's where you're going, right?
Well,
that's where you're leaning.
But like that's kind of like the opposite end of the spectrum, where like people accuse them of really racist imagery. So all of a sudden, like there was like white and Hispanic people, in these, they had changed the makeup of the enemies, which was probably a good thing, but really that wasn't the core of the issue with that game in the first place. But whatever. The point is, I kind of wished, like there needs to be like some like racism there if they really want to make like a game that is relevant to some of the bullshit that's happening in this country right now. But like correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the first things you see in this trailer is these people of the cult like grabbing other people, and one of the members of the cult was a black dude. So I'm wondering if they're actually going to like tackle like racism in
I don't know.
Rural America. Rural is
a challenge.
Hard word to say.
I finally saw that episode very recently, by the way.
That's like a whole season.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I
not that
I agree. I just
like
like
racist, but
I mean,
there's
if they're gonna take a
what
bolder
you're saying.
approach, don't shy away from it.
don't shy away.
Don't try to soften up the images of
Yeah.
the villain.
Don't pull your punches or don't bother.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, all the bad guys should be white.
Well, kind of.
I mean, more or less.
I mean, kind of. Yeah.
yeah, they all need to be like
In
really,
Montana?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
What was that?
The biggest surprise of
Oregon
this
militia.
I mean, if it's in Montana, some of the cult members should be trees.
the biggest surprise of this trailer, and I was like super pumped. I was like, yeah! I was like, I watched it, and I got to the end of it, and it was like coming February 18th, 2018. I was like, what?
So?
Far Cry has always come out in November.
Far Cry Primal came out in February of last year.
Far Cry Primal is also a spin-off. Just saying.
It's more
Far Cry 3 and 4 both came out in November. They
don't want to hang with November.
was not.
anymore.
I mean, it sounds to me like they're putting all of their eggs in the Assassin's Creed basket this year.
Maybe
Seems
more
to me.
than that. I mean, we don't know half
Ubisoft
the
also has South Park.
Dude, they might have been putting some of those eggs in the fucking Wildlands basket, and that just kind of shit on
No,
them.
Wildlands is the best-selling game of the year.
Is it really?
Yes.
I haven't heard a single person talk about
Number
that.
2 is For Honor.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Who are these people who are
And
still
then
playing
Zelda.
these games?
Oh, they're
And
not
then
still
Horizon.
playing
Every
games.
every
So they
once
just
in
had like
while-
a huge surge in like first month sales, and that's it.
Every
right?
once in a while, information like that gets dropped in this podcast, and I suddenly feel really out of touch.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that is the wider
No, it's the
mainstream
kids
audience
that are wrong.
we're out of touch with
Oh man!
sometimes.
We're not mad at people.
All right, what's the next news topic?
Okay. How about let's just do this one.
Oh.
Shit.
All right.
On top of this,
All right. First of all,
Square Enix has come out and said that they're going to be trying to get Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 out in the next 3 years or so.
first of all,
It feels so casual when they say it too.
Oh my
First of
God.
let me just say this: who expected Resident Evil 7 Remake to be out within the next 2
I mean,
years?
Resident Evil 7 Remake is probably like 20 years down the line.
I feel like here's the thing: if they're gonna
Maybe 30?
if they're going to say Final Fantasy 7 and Kingdom Hearts 3 in the next 3 years, I feel like the thing that's extending that out to 3 years is the remake. So that's like saying Kingdom Hearts 3 could come out next year, but Remake might be out in 3 years. But they're saying those will both come out within the next 3 years. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get Kingdom Hearts 3 next year.
That's optimistic. We've seen so little. We've seen so little.
But that's not even the new stuff. I mean, I think that's going to be I think that's going to be a pretty big thing at E3.
I mean, they only announced that it was starting production 2 years ago, right?
I would be willing to bet that Kingdom Hearts 3 plays a pretty big role. And this is not our E3 predictions podcast. That's next week. But I'd be willing to bet that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be a big part of Sony's press conference.
Oh, if it's not at least hands-off demo, then... That's a bad sign.
I have definitely. So there was what was the dude from Game Informer?
Yeah,
came out on Twitter today that said like this is like the most incredible lineup Sony's ever had at E3 or some shit like that, or any press conferences ever had, and which did kind of start making me wonder like what the hell it is that they do have. I mean, obviously they have like Last of Us 2, like known quantities. Yeah, but you can't just have known quantities. I mean, they have God of War. You got to have surprises, especially considering the last few years where we've seen stuff like the Final Fantasy VII remake and Shenmue and Last Guardian and like
don't forget about the zombie. What's the fucking name of the zombie game?
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Yeah, no, that's going to be there. But that doesn't make up the most impressive lineup either. You need some surprises. So what are going to be the big surprises?
I mean, but I'll say this: we're kind of getting off topic here.
That's for next week.
But Sony every single year for the past 3 years has had surprises in droves.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I have for the past 3 years, I have not walked out of a Sony press conference and been like, "Holy shit!" Last year we got Resident Evil 7, we got God of War, we got Spider-Man. Like, all of those things, I walked into that room having no idea that was coming.
Yeah. Oh, Death Stranding, yeah.
So
okay, so let's talk about this Final Fantasy VII thing, the remake thing. So it sounds like Square Enix is not going to be working with CyberConnect 2 anymore, which from what I understand was doing a brunt of the work. The brunt? Is that a...
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, at least the combat, right?
Yeah, and like CyberConnect 2, they obviously have been doing those Naruto games for years, but those are like... really
kind of almost celebrated.
Pretty fucking dope games.
They're not bad.
And they did Asura's Wrath. I mean, like they're a competent studio, and now they're bringing it internal under, led by like the dude who did the Final Fantasy Mobius, like a mobile game. But the terminology they use or the phrasing was like. Made it sound like shit was not going well at all, and they're just bringing it inside to try to figure the shit
streamline.
They're trying to do damage control. They're trying to do quality control.
The real worry is whether they're redoing the combat, because if they're having to redo that, that's extending the life of the game another.
I mean, but a combat system is a combat system. I'm more concerned about the fact that like there is so much stuff in Final Fantasy VII. There's so much story. There's so many places. There's so many characters. There's so many like set PC events.
Well, also
they've shown us like one like place that's part of the initial like a bombing mission.
Yeah.
Like
part of me looks at that.
I'm worried about
but at the
stuff.
same time, remember that this game is episodic.
Sure,
so
but
there's going to be at least like 2 to 3 parts.
First of all, they've said episodic. I still want
they could change their mind.
I want a definition of what they mean by episodic. Because if by episodic they mean like Life is Strange episodic, or if they mean like Final Fantasy 13 episodic, where there's like 3 full blown games.
I wouldn't.
I think
I wouldn't hold my breath on that.
I think it's gonna be somewhere in between.
See. I don't fucking know what that means. I want to know what the fuck they're doing with this game.
But they've come out and not specified, but kind of clarified a little.
But what you just said makes no sense.
Well, I mean, they didn't go into like specific details.
Well, that's what I want. Is specific
they suggested
details.
As much that they're going to be like full games, sized games, like full priced, worthy of the full price, which they most assuredly will be. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's not good to hear this because it is. You would think that after something like Final Fantasy 15, which was versus 13, that's been in development for so long that they would kind of would start learning their lessons about, how to develop games
Except-
internally, but it sounds like they're falling into the same traps and mistakes that they've been making for the past 2 decades.
Well, the thing is, I want to know what the whole shakeup is, because look at also Square Enix with fucking Hitman, and the reaction to that, which was by all intents and purposes a successful game. They sold off IO Interactive. Yeah. And that was also an episodic game that was very much a game as a service kind of thing that they've been talking about, and suddenly they're getting rid of that. And I'm wondering if now suddenly they're moving to internal development for Resident Evil 7 Remake, and I'm wondering, is that still going to be episodic? Are they trying to get away? Are they not happy with the way that went? So it's impacting other projects. Yeah. I want to know what the fuck's going on.
Do you remember?
He meant Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You said Resident Evil
7 several times
during this conversation.
I said Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, hope it's not a tumor.
You started the conversation by talking about a Resident Evil 7 remake, and that's when I was like, it's probably going to be 20 years before that happens.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. But I meant Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah. But man, fuck Square Enix, man. Look at Square Enix and Squaresoft in the 90s. Final Fantasy 7 came out. 18 months later, 8 came out. 18 months later, 9 came out. 18 months later, 10 came out on a new system. And in between all that stuff was fucking Xenogears and Vagrant Story and Final Fantasy Tactics and Parasite Eve, and Bushido Blade and what
Chrono
the
Cross.
fuck? Yeah. Chrono Cross. What is this? What has happened?
But those were games on 32-bit systems.
Yeah, they
I don't
didn't demand
give a
nearly
shit.
as much.
You need to.
I
Brad,
don't care
because
if you give a shit. I think that does affect
that is
the development cycle.
But why? When technology back then, it was just as challenging to make a lot of that stuff.
That's an assumption.
For its time.
That's an assumption.
But you can't assume that
development
this shit was easy because it looks older.
I'm not saying it was easy, but it probably was just as grueling for the amount of people they had working on it. But there's probably more work to be done on a game nowadays.
How many people do you think?
But they have more people working on it.
Yeah, how many people do you think worked on Final Fantasy VII and the original version versus this new version? You think it was 75 people that may have at one time worked on Final Fantasy VII versus this new version, which is probably going to be 200-300.
I have no idea, but we're talking about 18 months versus.
That there's.
But we were talking 18 months versus 10 fucking years. I don't care how HD it is, that. But there's a fucking problem there.
But that's
Brad.
That is
Brad,
the thing.
I'm going to completely disagree with you here, because development evolves and it changes and the technology changes, and you just can't produce a game of the quality that we're seeing now in an 18-month period consistently that, back to back to back to back. It's just
Assassin's Creed.
How much difference is there between those titles though?
But sure, obviously.
Think about gameplay structure, the structure in the environment, and what you do in the game.
But I'm talking about proportionality here. It is not. It doesn't take 10 times longer to make a game these days.
There are a lot of factors that play into it, and potentially it could.
We are all making a lot of assumptions about stuff we have no idea about. All I'm saying is Square Enix put out 20 amazing games in a 4-year period, and now the struggle. They're talking about 3 more years on Kingdom Hearts 3, which has been announced for the past 4 years or whatever, and it's embarrassing.
But I'm also telling you right now, the development build of Kingdom Hearts 3 is probably 1,000 more times complex than building any of those 20 great RPGs that came out in that time period before.
I can't concede that.
How many of those games back in the day had a fully 3D controllable camera, for example?
But you're making an assumption that
Brad, you're making assumptions.
In which you have to present a full 3D environment because you have the player looking all around. That's a whole other aspect.
Okay, we are getting into a conversation that
none of us know anything about. I guess you're right.
I know.
Conjecture. Hearsay.
This is not the news topic. The news topic is they're moving into internal development. Final Fantasy VII Remake. We've covered that.
I think the real question for me is what's going to happen to CyberConnect? What are they doing now? Because they no longer make the Naruto games, and they've lost Final Fantasy VII, so...
They're not going to make more Naruto games?
No, they don't make... No, I don't think they even have the license anymore.
I don't think we need any more Naruto games.
No, we don't.
No, they're gonna start
It's
working
been
on
played out.
Boruto
Oh
games.
God. God no.
What's the next news topic?
Let's please.
For the love
yeah.
of God.
It's
Oh,
that one.
This is
Speaking
kind of
of Square Enix.
RPG Factory. They made why am I having a complete brain?
They made
melt?
Lost Sphere.
They announced Lost Sphere. What is the game that came out
Setsuna.
last year?
Setsuna.
I am Setsuna.
I Am Setsuna. Yes,
I
which
don't think any of us played that.
I bought it and I played like 2 hours of it.
I heard it was okay.
And you know what? You know what kind of bummed me out about that game? It was like the world, the setting was all kind of samey. Like it was all kind of like the snow-covered world. I don't know. Like it just didn't seem very. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. Like maybe from it did definitely feel like a classic RPG, which was nice. I like that. And you see, ironically, this game that they just announced, RPG or Lost Sphere, is also kind of in the same vein. It looks more like a traditional classic JRPG from back in the day, like the ones that you were mentioning. And here it is coming out about 18 months after.
Yeah, which I guess we could probably agree that it's easier to make a game that looks like this in 2017 than it was in 1997, 20 years ago, though. Right?
Do all the JRPGs have to start their marketing with the same fucking picture, basically, of these characters on a cliff face overlooking this grand vista?
Yes.
Do they all have to do that?
Yeah.
Yes. It's unwritten law.
Yeah.
That was
I watched
Chrono
the
Trigger, that
trailer.
was Lunar.
That's called the Twin Sun Shot, and it's important to any hero's story.
Okay.
Boom! Thank you, Crispy.
I watched the trailer. It was kind of
Remember, because
Also,
Luke stands
this
out.
shit looks kind of budget. While it might look like a Final Fantasy VII, the stuff they were doing with technology back then was groundbreaking. This just kind of looks
I think you're.
mediocre.
ground padding,
I feel like you're. Never mind. I don't.
ground tapping. It's tapping the ground.
Let's move on.
It's not break.
Well, what do y'all think about this?
I mean, I'm kind of
I-
excited for it because
I think they misspelled the word sphere, or Chris Davis misspelled the
no,
word
that's
sphere.
the way.
Not me.
That's the no.
No, it's the way it's
That's the
spelled.
way it's spelled.
Man.
I made this overlay, bitch.
I feel like there's this element of kind of vibrance and life missing from both I Am Setsuna and maybe a little bit of this.
I feel like this has.
where like they're kind of earning their name RPG Factory,
Yes.
and it almost seems kind of like factory made, and I do mean that in the negative connotation, like
Just so we're clear.
soulless
almost like
mass-produced.
assembly line made, because where I don't know. I didn't play I Am Setsuna, but I definitely didn't want to because it looked really generic to me.
I mean, but here's the. I mean, it's kind of hard to pinpoint what sets apart a game like this, making it look generic versus what would not look generic in the same style. Because we're talking about a game that is intentionally built to look like the classic JRPGs that were coming out in the late 90s that we've all been talking about the past few minutes.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like if they were still making RPGs just like that, this is kind of what they would look like now. But what is that magic, what is that special thing that the older games had that this game doesn't?
Well, I mean, I guess you can look at like indie games and like Metroidvanias and stuff like that. And
Those are different genres. I'm talking about like this style of game, like this fucking like Chrono
Pure
Trigger, classic Final Fantasy looking isometric RPG. JRPG
well,
as
for
fuck.
one, it really does depend on the series because different like old JRPGs kind of excelled at different things. But I mean, I could argue that maybe like Cosmic Star Heroine, which is a throwback JRPG, maybe captures a little bit more of the spirit of those games from that era than something like I Am Setsuna did, which I don't know. I mean, like I said, it depends on what you're channeling, but there's a certain like vibrance and life to that these games had back in the day that I feel like might not be here. I mean, a lot of that has to do with like presentation and writing and you know, in the details. It's in the details. I look at some of these you know, like combat animations and stuff, and it almost looks like it was just made in like a
Factory.
Well, I mean, just sometimes like the rough edges are what add like
To the charm.
the personality and the charm of a game, and something like Final Fantasy VII has a lot of rough edges. It was like scrapped together. It almost seemed like, I mean, there's 4 different models of Cloud in that game, and they would mix up which they were using. Like there was an inconsistency. It was just weird. Like this just seems so
Clean.
and like sterile,
antiseptic. Yeah.
I don't know. I've not played this game. I have not played I Am Setsuna. That's just the vibe I'm getting. Hopefully, this.
You know why I'm interested in this is because it's coming to the Switch,
Well, okay.
and it seems like maybe this style of game might be a great fit.
But you know what's
some
also
fun.
coming to the Switch?
Octopath Traveler?
Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
And that looks like
that
it
looks
does
so
have that
fucking
je ne
cool.
sais quoi.
And you know what? I'm hoping that's
That
gonna be.
looks so fucking
I'm
cool.
really hoping that's gonna be at E3. Maybe that'll be in Nintendo's
I hope so.
booth.
I can't believe y'all remember the name for that game.
Dude, I fucking
Octomom
downloaded
Traveler?
like all the fucking screenshots I could find of it when they announced that game. It
Yeah,
looks so
I remember
cool.
seeing that and being like, "What the fuck? That looks hella good." Okay, is there any other news topics?
We got,
One
one mas.
One more, maybe.
Mas.
And this is gonna cause a fight.
Oh no! Don't do it! Oh yeah, I'm gonna let Brad
Nice.
take this one.
Nice.
So some people have it on good authority to trust this person who posted this list. He's been kind of like giving hints on what's actually, coming, and then he finally just kind of posted the roster. And it seems like people are believing this. The thing is, if it's true, it's terrible. I'm going to read down it for you guys. First of all, not a lot of characters here. They've already announced the DLC characters. They already have plans for the DLC characters. So it's kind of sad that this initial roster seems kind of eh.
So many dudes.
We'll start with the Marvel side. We have Ant-Man, which is cool.
That is cool.
Captain America
Expected.
has been around. Captain Marvel.
Cool.
Cool.
Already advertised.
Doctor Strange was in 3.
Very
Captain
cool.
Marvel's a lady, right?
Yes.
Captain Marvel is a lady now, yes.
Doctor Strange was in 3. Gamora
Gamora, cool.
could be cool, but kind of a boring character for a fighting game, maybe.
Wait, all the ladies are on the Marvel side?
No,
No.
there's only 2 ladies on the Marvel side.
I'm going to read off a list of 26 or whatever. There's 4 ladies in this game at launch.
Seems a bit.
Wait, you said Gamora, Captain Marvel. I think you said there's another one too.
No, there's 4.
Chun-Li.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them.
Oh, I thought you
The other
already
two were-
named
the other
three.
two
are
Okay,
Capcom.
sorry, keep going.
Doctor Strange, which was in 3.
Doctor
Gamora,
Strange.
which is new, but
Could be cool. Could be cool. Gamora's cool.
Hawkeye, which is old. He was in
But
3.
still cool.
Hulk was in all of them.
Yeah.
Iron Man was in all of them. Nova was in 3. Rocket was in 3.
Yeah, but
they're
now
saying
isn't it Rocket and
slash
Groot?
We'll see.
That's kind of cool.
It'd be
though.
like probably like Groot assists or Groot attacks, but
Maybe.
you're probably gonna be.
Or it
controlling
might be
with it.
Groot with like Rocket on his shoulder with like a gun or
They've
something.
done some innovative stuff, but
Yeah.
Rocket was in 3, so they're probably going to be building off of that. Spider-Man, which has been in all of them.
Yeah.
Thanos, who was in a
last
couple of the
one.
really old ones,
Oh.
and he wasn't
Wasn't
in
he in
3.
the last one?
But was he in 3? Maybe he eventually came.
He might have
3.
been like the villain
But
or
he was
something.
he
I
was
don't know if
definitely
like, a
in some of
playable.
the older ones. Like
Wait,
back
isn't
when they
this
were,
Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
No.
this is 4, or
Oh.
this is Infinite. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Thor, which was in the last one. Ultron is new. But that's
It's like-
it for the Marvel side.
But it's like classic Thor, right? Like it's not Jane Foster for Thor, which they totally could have done to get that lady count up.
yes.
Yeah, but
So they totally could have done.
People
but
would.
they're going for that Marvel
Yeah,
Cinematic
that's
Universe aspect. They're not going to be
The
they're not gonna
Capcom
know
side,
who
this
that
is the real travesty. Arthur, which, is an inspired character. He was in 3. That's the, Ghouls and Ghosts guy. Chris Redfield.
Which Chris Redfield?
RE5.
Fucking A.
Well, what do you want with Chris Redfield? Like Resident Evil Classic?
I don't know.
No, I mean, I kind of don't like the Swole 5 dude. But
Maybe even the fucking dude they.
I would have liked, like, Resident Evil 2 Leon Kennedy or something, but...
Yeah.
They have milked the fuck out of Leon. No more Leon.
Let's not talk about milking Leon, okay?
Nah.
Chun-Li. Chun-Li, there's your third lady.
There you go.
Dante.
Ooh, which Dante?
Just Dante. He was in 3.
Yeah, but like
It'll be classic
It was
Dante.
Devil
it
May
was Devil
Cry
May Cry
Dante
3
or
Dante.
I think DMC Dante would have been more inspired.
But they also
choice.
had.
it would be.
But just to be clear, this might not seem as crazy to you if you didn't know the full cast from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which had Virgil, it had Trish, it's just Dante. Firebrand, who's another. This seems weird. Another character from Ghosts and Goblins. Jeddah, which is a Darkstalkers character, I believe. A Monster Hunter character.
the Monster Hunter. That I think is kind of cool.
Morrigan.
They could
who's
have a
been
lot of
in
fun with
all of them, or all the crossovers. Nemesis is your only other Resident Evil character, of which they've had Jill.
But Nemesis
they've had-
was also like a call-in support for Jill in 2.
That's so
No, she
weird.
just summoned zombies. Nemesis was when 3 came
Or
around.
was it the
Ultimate 3
tyrant that she
came
summoned?
around.
Because she, in one of her ultimates, she could summon a tyrant and just fuck the enemy up.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Nemesis, Ryu, Spencer, which I'm guessing is Rad Spencer from Bionic Commando, Strider, and X. Who's X? Oh, Mega Man.
X from Mega Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a really bad list. They've gotten rid of all the Clover characters. Amaterasu's gone. Beautiful Joe's gone. Where's Gene from God Hand? He's not here. People were hoping for like Asura from Asura's Wrath. Like they have really dropped the ball on the Capcom side. And so the last lady was already known.
Where's
Morgan.
Regina?
Morgan
man?
was in like the launch trailer.
Oh, there's so
Where's
many.
fucking Regina? She would have been perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, even the
This
Marvel,
is a shit list. I can't find 2 ladies that I want to play as.
I feel like that
even the Marvel
confirms-
side like is pretty okay. Like it's solid. It's fine. It's not inspired or like trying to do anything other than grab that
Pander.
Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy money.
Yeah.
I feel like that list confirms though that Capcom doesn't give 2 shits about Dino Crisis anymore.
Oh, well, sure.
They haven't given a shit.
Of course
in
they
years.
don't. But you know what? They could have at least thrown in the character because this is just a crossover fighting game. I mean, you think they care about ghouls and ghosts, but they have Arthur in there, and that was a cool idea.
You know what's really fucking stupid is that supposedly, according to the rumor, Ultron and Sigma, who are the 2 main bad guys of the game
They
in the story,
combine.
they combine for Ultron, Sigma, or whatever. They're not in the. You have to purchase them as DLC.
Ultron is in the game. Sigma is not.
Yeah,
On disc content, you have to pay for it.
that's worth pointing out too. Another thing is that the Marvel side has absolutely zero trace of the X-Men whatsoever,
Or Fantastic Four.
or the Fantastic
Which
Four.
there were traces in Marvel's Capcom 3 with
Right.
Super Scroll or...
Super Skrull, yeah. Right, who is a Fantastic Four character. The X-Men one particularly, Fantastic Four, that might just be like an interest thing. Like they don't think anyone gives a shit. The X-Men thing is, to me, more indicative of like Marvel going to them and saying like, "Hey, you can have our characters for this new Marvel vs. Sexcom game."
Sexcom?
Marvel versus Capcom game. I said XCOM. Not
Marvel
Sexcom.
versus
You heard
Sexcom.
Sexcom. You heard
It's
Sexcom.
a
I didn't
porn
say.
version of XCOM.
Maybe I did hear. Maybe
but,
I heard what I want to hear.
But I bet that's as much Marvel saying you can't have any X-Men as anything, because Marvel's going through this whole thing. The X-Men are on their way out the door.
Wow.
That is a thing that's happening.
The Inhumans are the new hotness.
Rise of the Inhumans. Well, the Inhumans have always been around, but they are pushing them to the forefront so that they can have a mutant type sect of characters that they have complete creative and copyright control over, unlike the X-Men.
It is crazy that this is the first Marvel vs. Capcom or X-Men vs. Street Fighter. First of these crossovers or anything that in any one of these fighting games that didn't have Wolverine in it, which seems insane.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's like the most popular. Remember, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had two
two different
Wolverines.
versions.
A Bone Claw and Adamantium Claw.
Yep.
Which was the dumbest cop-out, just so some people could pick 2 Wolverines.
Yeah. But
That's
you know there was
ridiculous.
If
somebody
they
who was,
could,
all,
they would have had a third.
All right.
who was really into that.
We do need to move along here.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe...
Hopefully, this isn't real.
Bold choice to not include Wolverine.
No Deadpool. Deadpool was cool. He grabbed the life bar as part of his super.
Not
Yeah.
to mention, like, after
And
the success of the
that was
movie,
cool.
like, I feel like that would be a dead like
Yeah, it's a
giveaway.
Fox.
Give-
It's a Fox property.
Oh, sorry, I was not going for a pun there. Sorry, my apologies. All right,
Stars and
we
Stripes.
have some questions from our supporters on Patreon, and we've gone a little long, so I'm gonna just kind of jump straight into these without any of the hoopla. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sing the song, but just so you know, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4Player. We give everybody an opportunity to ask us questions every week. And this thread went up a little late this week. I apologize, but we got some questions in today. First one comes from Landon. Landon says, which Japanese game has your favorite writing, i.e. story, character dialogue, etc.?
Japanese game.
Japanese game with the best writing. I feel like I know what Chris Davis
Yasumi
is going to say.
Matsuno games, absolutely. Combined with amazing localization from Alexander O. Smith, like Vagrant Story. Holy
Tactics.
shit, that
Final
game is
Fantasy 12.
incredibly well written.
Final Fantasy 12 had some good writing, right? If I remember correctly.
No, yeah, absolutely. Final Fantasy 12, yeah.
Even if it's not necessarily my favorite, I do recognize that that game probably had the best writing of the series.
Also, you know
up
what?
To that point,
Like the Phoenix Wright games, very, very funny games. And I think a lot of it is owed to the writing and the translation.
That I mean, if it would have been a straight translation and no like Americanization of some aspects of those games,
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't have sold nearly as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's all writing.
I mean, yeah. Matsuno, like, the only Matsuno game I have any real experience with is Tactics, and that story and those characters are top notch, like, high quality.
I still think Silent Hill 2 is a pretty good shining example of some good story writing. Maybe not necessarily best dialogue writing and from that perspective, but like just from a straight up like storytelling perspective, Silent Hill 2 is pretty high up there for me.
I think from the perspective of, like, lore and
Is my mic dead? No, sorry.
from the perspective of
They'll let us know.
lore and world building and like scenario writing, I mean, the first Dark Souls especially.
Oh,
is
God. I keep
just
forgetting.
so fucking cool.
Sometimes I forget Dark Souls is a Japanese
Bloodborne
property.
had a really great backstory to it as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
fucking
mean,
cool.
You also can't forget that the Metal Gear series.
Oh yeah. Well, those games are incredibly entertaining, and I love the lore and the stories, but I don't necessarily know if they're writing.
Metal Gear
It's
Solid
kind of all
1.
over the place.
Metal Gear Solid 1.
Metal Gear Solid 1 had
Yeah.
really good writing.
Yeah.
Might have gotten a little overwritten
Yeah.
after that.
It lost itself
for
in
sure.
2.
Or
It
halfway
got,
through
It
Metal
got
Solid?
better in 3. And
Yeah,
then 4
yeah.
just...
Aspects of it were absolutely
happened.
well written. Yeah.
But hey, 5. Joke.
5 is an incomplete game.
That was a joke.
I mean, here's the thing. Like,
I think like some of the better like Mario and Luigi RPGs, like Superstar Saga or like Bowser's Inside Story.
Supposedly there, yeah.
Like that stuff is incredibly well written and
Yeah.
funny.
good stuff. Next question comes from Cobra. He says, "We all know that Brad's going to name his kid Henry, but my question is, what would everyone else on the cast name their child?" First of all,
Aloysius. No.
that is not something I can just pull out of my ass
No.
on the podcast.
Then I shall do it for you.
Okay, name our children. we're gonna change the question. Name our children. Brad, go.
Jason.
Go fuck yourself.
Dexter.
Okay, this is just turning into like a.
And New Dante.
New Dante.
What if he has a girl, though? What if he has a girl?
That's fun.
I don't
My last name is Henderson,
Buffy.
guys.
It would be
Dexter.
Buffy.
Harry!
Sorry, guys. My last
Harry.
name. My last name is Henderson. Dexter Henderson does not really have a great ring to it. Neither does
Dex
Jason
Henderson,
I
though,
mean,
kind of does. It could be a neo-noir.
Deborah-
Private detective.
Deborah. If I had a daughter, I might
Dex
name her
Henderson.
Deborah. I might name my daughter Deborah.
P.I.
Deborah is not a very
Deborah?
pretty name.
Deborah.
What do you think? Deborah's a pretty name.
Deborah.
Deborah.
I'm sorry for any Deborahs
Deborah.
out there. Your name is terrible.
Deborah.
I still love you.
Deborah.
But Deborah?
Yeah, that's not great.
I mean, then everyone's going to call her Debbie.
If I was gonna
She's
pull,
like, no.
if I was
Okay,
gonna pull a
whatever.
Buffy name out and use that as to like name my daughter, it'd probably be Faith before I name someone Buffy.
Weird.
I don't know Buffy, so.
Willow is a pretty cool name too. I like Willow.
Have you ever seen the movie Willow?
No, I haven't actually.
Willow wasn't a girl in that.
I don't.
I know. I am aware of that
I
fact.
don't know.
I don't...
Before you
Is it-
fuckers make the
I
joke,
don't
I'm
have
not
kids.
naming my son Tom.
Dude, that's pretty good.
Just name him Clancy. Fuck it.
Clancy is not a bad
Clancy
name.
Davis.
That is a name, isn't it?
Clancy
Shit.
Davis.
Clancy would be a name that you don't see very often, and it's kind of like distinguished. I don't know, Clancy.
Barbara.
He sounds... No, that sounds...
Clancy doesn't sound like a meth head, you know?
Clancy.
No, it does sound like a child of special needs.
What?
I mean...
God. That was
mean-
kind of fucked up.
Yeah, you're naming your children, man. You, knock on wood, dude. It's fucking... You never know the lottery.
Let's just go with Clancy. Clancy Davis.
Clancy Davis.
Fuck that.
What about
That's actually not
Clancy as
like,
a middle name?
When you think about
Tom
it,
as a first
when you
name.
take a moment
Tom
and you
Clancy
say
Davis.
it out loud, Clancy Davis, that's a pretty strong name, I think.
Clancy Davis. It's not bad.
How about Tom is the first name, Clancy is the middle name, then you change your last name from Davis to the Division.
Tom Clancy, the Division.
Or you change your last name to Clancy and it's just Clancy.
I haven't played that game since February. Get off my ass.
How about Splinter?
Oh, okay, this has got to stop. All right,
How
next
about
question.
Sam?
Next
Sam.
question.
Sam.
I know
Take a
I know
picture.
we didn't answer that question really at all. I'm sorry, but
was
we
the
did
question?
Clancy.
what would we name our
Oh,
children?
I didn't have to answer that question.
SMG Sterling says, what was everyone's favorite and most disliked subjects in school? Personally, my dislike would be math, but love me some history. I am the opposite. While I am genuinely interested in history, I can't remember dates to save my fucking life. So that, history for me was always like trying to remember dates and events.
High school history is pretty
Could
terrible,
not
for
do
sure.
it.
I love history. I hate chemistry.
I struggled with
I hate chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry was a bit of a stretch for me. Although you got to do some cool shit. I'll never forget the time I almost blinded myself by igniting magnesium and looking straight at it.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. No.
That's... I mean, I know that now.
Don't do that.
I mean, the funny thing is we were lighting it and like my teacher was like literally in the middle of saying, by the way,
Don't look
look at it right as mine ignited. And I was
looked at
looking
the
at
top
it and I
right.
was like, holy shit.
What did I dislike in school?
When I was in high school, I hated both math and English. And then I got a degree that is essentially an English degree, and now I'm working on a degree that's a lot of math. So things change.
Has a funny way of...
I really didn't like history in high school.
I didn't like my English for my junior year, mainly because I was fairly certain that my teacher was a post-apocalyptic nut.
Oh,
Like
well,
she was planning for doomsday because all we fucking read and
Wait, this
listened
was
to
your
in the
which class?
This English.
English. Okay.
Junior year.
No.
All we fucking listened to was like all post-nuclear fiction.
Hey, but
That's all it was.
But that stuff's interesting, at least.
It's fun.
Interesting fiction.
That's
you know
good.
what? I don't like. I'm good at reading. I'm good at writing, but I didn't like actual English class because it was usually stuff that didn't really interest me. But my English teacher, senior year of high school, was the coolest teacher in the world. Mr. Watterson, Calvin and Hobbes? His brother is the writer for Calvin and Hobbes. And
Really?
he was like the funniest fucking teacher
Oh, that's cool.
in the world.
I mean,
he was the kind of teacher like if you like wanted to go use the restroom, he'd like sure take the hall path, and it was like carry this giant
chair.
potted plant down the hall, and it was something different every day, and it was like he just loved it. Like when people ask him, that shit was
I
great.
mean, I love English now. Like I just in high school didn't realize that I liked writing, you know? And like I remember being in junior English and reading like Ralph Waldo Emerson and just being like, what? Like, no, I can't write a paper on this. This is
dude,
like-
my English teacher, I
hated PE.
Pivotal.
so that was my English
That
teacher in
was her
junior.
name.
Oh, my freshman year of high school, I spent the first week and a half of school they accidentally enrolled me in the ROTC program.
Ooh.
So I had to go to ROTC class for the first like week and a half, and I didn't
Was it-
want to be there at all, and it was terrible.
Wait,
on top of
what type of ROTC was
It was Army. It was Army ROTC.
Because mine was Air Force, and I was in it.
Oh man.
My favorite subject though in school, and this is kind of I think I love my art class. I took
It's
some
just
some
dumb.
upper level art classes, and
I like
those
art
were
history.
fun.
All I remember is doing push-ups and memorizing the names of the commanders of the army.
The Joint Chiefs.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Joint
God.
Chiefs.
That was the
Oh
same
my
way.
God,
except
that's
we
all
were
it
Air
was.
Force, so we didn't do any.
I like debate. That was a class.
All right.
I was on
We
the
we know that.
my
We
big-
are well aware.
My big subject, my number one though, for like 8 years was band. That was it.
What did you play?
Trombone.
You
never
Still,
played
I can
trombone?
still,
Play
I know,
the
I can
old
still
rusty
play.
trombone.
I can still whip it out.
All right. Next question comes from Nick the Batman. He says, in honor of the leak/rumors of a Life is Strange prequel,
An
what's the
expensive
most what do you think is the most unnecessary prequel of all time?
We didn't talk about
This
that.
is
news.
a prequel of all
Batman Arkham Origins.
No,
Oh man.
I fucking hate that game.
Man, you really hate that game.
I hate that game. I hate that game.
You gave it a 6 out of 10.
I did because it was Batman, but I hate that game.
Dude, that game was not that
The most unnecessary
It was kind of
prequel.
bad. It was unnecessary. It might not have been the worst game ever, but it was absolutely
The Life is
crazy
Strange
unnecessary.
Could be one.
I mean, we
So
don't
did
know
you
if
hear
that's
that-
a real fucking game yet.
Well, I mean, it seems like too far fetched to be fake.
I mean, are we talking about strictly video games? Can I say the Star Wars prequels?
I mean, you
Oh,
can't.
we're talking about video.
Borderlands the prequel.
Also,
Gamer
oh,
back.
yeah.
Those
that's-
prequels were bad, not unnecessary.
That's
True,
true.
true.
They could have done a lot better job at prequeling that franchise
potentially
than
a
they
dope
did.
Story.
Yeah.
That is
Look around this
absolutely
room.
true.
Oh,
Jedi
man.
could have been fucking cool instead of being lame.
Unnecessary prequel. It's hard to say. Hard
It
to say.
is. It's an unusual question.
Prequels are less frequent than sequels too, so it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very common.
I'm gonna move on. If y'all think of anything else.
Sure.
Resident
Our
Evil
last
0.
question tonight comes from Live at the Milky Way. It says, seems like a lot of folks see best and favorite as mostly the same thing, but I've always thought there's a huge gap between the two.
For sure.
To help prove my point, can you name a game that was technically amazing, but you didn't personally care for it, and vice versa? A game that you know is not very good, but you still personally love it.
Okay, so technically amazing is a game that like looks nice, but I hate.
It's a sound video game. In fact, it could be the best made video game. But
a game that I know is like good, but
But
I
you
hate.
just don't
Yes.
click with it.
Well, I feel that way about a lot of open world games
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like Witcher 3 is a game I respect to death and I love in a lot of ways, but I hate in a lot of ways.
It's fucking overwhelming. You gotta.
Oh, that
Not that,
Gotta
but
accept that.
but
like being overwhelmed by something you love is not
no,
bad thing.
that's not my opinion. But my opinion is basically everything that makes that game a RPG. I think is kind of flawed, but I still put it. I think number 3, my favorite game of that year. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? That's not. Oh, Persona is a great example for me. That is a game that I really do understand why a lot of people really love that series. Just doesn't work for me, man. Doesn't work. Give me a Grandia combat system or like a tactics skill system. Just fuck off with all. Yeah, I mean, like Witcher 3, I think everything that makes that game a game, an RPG, is kind of flawed. But I understand why people like it. It's got waifus.
And a fucking incredible world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like the look of it, the style of it, the music, the UI, the characters, like all that shit is amazing.
It's hard to say, but I feel like maybe.
But it doesn't
I
click
think-
with me. That's the spirit of the question.
I feel
I
like
think-
maybe Resident Evil 5 might be one of those games for me.
Maybe.
Like I know that's a technically like well-made, polished game, but every time I think about it, I just kind of die a little inside.
Dude,
I don't know.
I'm gonna up the ante here and say some really popular, well-received, great games that haven't clicked with me. Final Fantasy VII. And it might just be that, like, I haven't played it in a really long time. I haven't tried to play it in a really long time. But, like, man, like, I don't know what it is. Like, it just doesn't, like... I don't even, like, really look at screenshots of Final Fantasy VII and go, like,
Did you
that's
ever
something I really need to get on.
Did you ever get out of Midgar?
it's hard to go back to though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't get out of Midgar and realize the actual scope of the fucking game,
for sure.
then
I don't know that I have. I don't know
it's
if I got
fair,
out of
so-
Midgar on my playthrough, but I was friends with people growing up who were playing it while that was still like the current hotness, and I've seen like every corner of that game.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It is something that like I want to click with me, that I want to go back and give a try to, but like that's a big gap in my history, right?
Yeah. Tell me about
Of
it.
one of that's just like, yeah, I don't know.
A lot of people have a real love of Elder Scrolls Oblivion, but I just could not stand that game at all.
Yeah.
That game was a
Oblivion?
fucking Jake Fest
But
to me.
I mean, Oblivion's not like that beloved.
Oh, I mean, come on.
I mean, no.
I mean,
it
all the
is.
Elder Scrolls have a certain amount of
Yeah.
like of hype and belovedness
it
to them,
doesn't-
but I mean, of the series Elder Scrolls, Oblivion's not the one that I'd
I
hold
mean,
up as being
not
like.
by like serious fans, but like the Elder Scrolls Oblivion is what I would like attribute to like the West taking over on consoles. Like
Yeah.
in terms of like Western RPGs, in terms of like like that's how the West was won, or that's how. I mean, that's when computer RPGs moved primarily to consoles. You know, like that's like the Oblivion is a significant game.
By the way, we need to move on, but let's flip this question real quick. What about games that you know are not the best made games, but they're still some of your favorites? Because he wanted to know.
like,
he went.
Nier, Alpha Protocol. You know.
Yeah, and this question has also been kind of asked in
Yeah,
multiple
yeah,
different
for
ways.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of, we were talking about this during the break. I don't think we talked about it on the actual podcast, but it came up in conversation. We were talking about Spider-Man, but like, I was talking about Shattered Dimensions, which I know is a flawed game, but in a lot of ways, that game really clicked for me.
Well, I mean, even Ultimate Spider-Man 2, you could make that argument
Yeah.
about.
I would. It's weird for me to say this. I've always felt this way, but a lot of people maybe jump down my throat because, like, recently it's gotten really popular. But the Yakuza series is one that I've always loved, but I've always felt was like super flawed in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Although some people might beat me up for saying that now, but I've been saying that for years. So,
Brawler style.
You know, I did think of a question or an answer to the previous question actually.
Okay.
Unnecessary prequel.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say Deus Ex Human Revolution. I think it's a great game. I think it really is.
Unnecessary
But if you
prequel.
played the first two games, Deus Ex 1 and 2, this prequel, it has almost no impact whatsoever.
Yeah, it
on
makes
those
no
games.
sense.
There's no need for it to
yeah.
exist, really.
I mean, as far
Except to tell its own story.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, for me, Deus Ex, I know it. It has a long history and is a well-respected series, but like for me, Deus Ex is Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. That's just kind of my history of the series. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna have it. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna go back and play much of the originals. So that's kind of
Well,
All I
remember how
know.
you played a bunch of System Shock 2?
yeah,
It was like heavily modified
yeah,
to be kind of more modern friendly. There's a lot of stuff like that for the original Deus Ex as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
And
also,
to a lesser extent, Invisible War, too.
God, I really hope I can
Fuck
someday.
Invisible War.
I wonder if it's
I didn't say it was a good game.
I'm just saying.
All right, we need to move on. That's all the questions we have this week from our supporters on Patreon. But of course, you can ask us questions next week. We'll get that post up a little bit earlier. Of course, next week is going to be our E3 prediction show. So if you have any E3 related questions, feel free to leave them there. We'd love to address your questions as well before we head off to LA. So of course, again, that's patreon.com/4player if you'd like to check it out and support us on that. Now we need to wrap up fairly quickly because we are running a little late.
Yeah, we are.
4-player minute. We're going to wrap up the show with our hype, our sweat, our thank you, and our fuck you of the week. Go,
Pretty simple
Brad.
for me. My hype is E3. I mean, it's a little. I get a little uneasy. I mean, I'm excited about E3. I'm also not excited about E3.
Not?
There's 15,000 civies.
I don't know if
So-
that's
just-
where
I-
he's not.
Like I'm a very antisocial person, and I feel drained being in that environment. So I always get it like halfway through the week. I'm like, oh, there's all these games, but like, man, fuck this place. But that's just me. But it's still definitely my hype. Obviously press conferences and what I'm going to commentate a lot of them, and I'm very excited to do that with you guys watching. It's going to be really cool. My sweat and my thank you are for the same thing. I'm worried about, with any PC build, it's very nerve-wracking. But my thank you is for Chris Davis, who's very kindly going to help me with that.
Drafted, basically.
Well, I mean, hey, you use the thing too.
Look, I have one requirement of you when I build this thing.
What's that?
Okay? You actually have proper fucking lighting so I can look in there. Because you've got like 2 light bulbs out there in the fucking living room.
We can do it in here.
And we're going to use all 4 light bulbs in here. Okay.
Yeah, we can do it in here. My
I like you being able
and
to
my
see what
fuck
I'm doing.
you goes to Konami. Because, one, I feel like we haven't said fuck you, and they definitely deserve it. We're going into E3, and I'm sure that's just going to be disappointing. I mean, we know there's not going to be a new Castlevania game. It's Castlevania. It's like a famous series.
Oh, it'll be a pachinko machine.
I mean, not at E3. They're going to be showing off Metal Gear Solid Survive, and I think that's it.
We have an appointment to see that.
And that's embarrassing.
We could also check out Pro Evolution Soccer.
So, fuck you, Konami. I'm not going to the appointment, so I don't speak for anybody else here. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's all.
Krispy.
Okay, I'm doing 3 hypes and a fuck you this week. And my first hype is also for E3. Holy fuck.
Holy shit.
That's crazy. That's coming up. That's going to be a good time, though. I can't wait to see Sony's press conference, especially. if the hype is to be trusted. Holy shit. My next hype is for Wonder Woman. Because, shit, man. It's about fucking time DC put out a decent movie. So I hope it's good enough going. I hope it's not just good enough to be successful. I hope it's good enough to make the people in charge of kind of directing the business efforts of wrangling the creatives to make them realize that there are certain things that people like about these characters that haven't been represented. That maybe they should do that. My third hype is for Hollow Knight, because I started playing that last night, and I didn't really talk about it because I haven't played much of it, and we've already talked about it a lot on the podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe talk about that instead of Injustice, because...
I didn't even really play enough of it to...
Oh.
Like, I just got... I played 15
Bring
minutes.
the joke back around there, Nick.
Yeah, sorry.
But even as much as I've played so far, I beat the first boss.
Yeah.
That's about as much as I've done. But so far it seems to be very, very well made, both artistically and technically.
It's tight, right?
It's very tight. Yeah,
Yeah,
the platforming, the combat, like it all. Yeah. Like a dick for a butt. Wait. It's all very, 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 very nice. Really like the music too. Holy shit, so good. My fuck you is going to be another classic fuck you. It's for Capcom. I can't really speak to the Capcom roster on Marvel vs. Capcom.
Always bad. Trust me.
But yeah, it seems pretty shitty. The Marvel one, like I said, it's like very solid, but it's incredibly safe.
Yeah.
Incredibly safe, and like there's no shocks, there's no thrills there. Like it just seems disappointing, There was a time where a new Marvel vs. Capcom game coming out would be like, holy fuck, what kind of crazy, awesome, wonderful things are we going to see this time? And now it's just generic schlockfest, it seems like.
Why is it Squirrel Girl in there?
I don't know. Ant-Man's in there, and
DLC.
I
the confirmed DLC characters.
I think that's the bravest choice that they've made, is putting Ant-Man in that game. Which,
depending on how it works.
the
The confirmed DLC characters are Sigma and Venom leaked.
Venom.
But Venom's been in before, so...
Oh, man. You see? So safe.
All right, Chris Davis.
I have several hypes this week. My first one is for the appointment I made today. A game was revealed called Extinction. We didn't get to talk about the news, but they revealed a cinematic trailer for it. It's being made by Iron Galaxy, the guys behind Dive Kick and the rest of the Killer Instinct run. And it is basically Shadow of Mordor meets Attack on Titan. And it kind of looks fucking cool. Especially where they describe how there's structural environments and a bunch of shit to do. So
That seems like a huge jump in scope.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean,
that
these
team.
jumps in scope have happened before. plenty
Also,
of times.
that studio has had they're responsible for the disastrous PC port of Arkham Knight. So
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
but we'll see.
That's the most.
I look forward to
ran-
finding out about
that is the most random array of projects.
No, I mean that's not the only thing they've ever ported, and I'm not. Yeah,
I know, but look at like Dive Kick, Killer Instinct, PC port of Batman Arkham Knight, Extinction. It's just kind of all over the place.
My second hype is for some news that came out of Japan this week. The long hidden game from Granzilla, City Shrouded in Shadow, finally got some new news this week.
you've been talking about this game forever.
I am so fucking hyped for this game. It's coming out this fall in Japan. They've revealed that it's from the guys who made the Disaster Report series. Well, this game is, as I mentioned before, basically that same formula, except
With
you're
Godzilla.
escaping from monster attacks.
Oh,
They've confirmed that there's going to be Evangelions, there's going to be Gamera, there's going to be Ultraman, and Godzilla, and you're just a civilian running around the city.
to
trying
be fair,
survive.
I'm also very excited about
Gamera,
this
friend to children everywhere?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think that's a fucking great idea for a video game. It comes out this fall in Japan. And the first question I'm going to ask Bandai Namco when I get to E3 is this game coming to the West? So,
good luck getting an answer to that question, but we'll find out.
my sweat this week is for the worry that I may have wasted $13 on Danger Zone.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. You definitely did.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I did. And
Why is
it's
it
killing me inside.
$13? That's the weirdest thing.
It's
$12.99.
$12.99.
It's fucking weird though. What game is $12.99?
I don't know. And my thank you this week is to our lovely patrons who are paying for our trip to E3. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
they are. They are.
Because I am financially not in good shape right now.
We
and
love
I
you.
really couldn't afford to go to E3.
We will
without
try
you.
to. I think this year we're gonna do the most cool. Well, we're doing some different things this year.
Yeah.
I think you are going to be.
I
happy.
have some details going to be posted to the site. I just got to finish drafting out the post. Should get that up tomorrow sometime. If not tomorrow, Saturday. It just depends on when I have time to finish it up. But yeah, we'll get all that information posted. Which I'll just roll right into my hype, which is E3. I'm very, very, very excited for lots of reasons. Obviously, the next year worth of gaming is going to be kind of brought into focus, as it always is, and that's exciting. And it's the first year we've been going to E3 for like 7 years or something like that, and this is the first time that all 5 of us are going to be able to go simultaneously, which is cool.
We've gone with a big group before, but
We've
it's been a long
gone with
time.
4 people. We've never gone with 5.
We've gone with 6 people actually.
What?
Yeah. There was a year that school went. There was a year, like, back in the day when things were different, we had a giant group, but it's been a long time. You're right.
Well, this is the first time the current podcast group is going together collectively.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is great. Brad didn't even get to go last year, and
Well, that was related to work. But
I know, but it felt different. Okay, it felt different.
Not as cool.
Not as cool. I'm just kidding. I had a lot of fun last year, but still,
Fuck you.
I'm very excited to have the whole group together in LA. I say it every year, and this is my favorite thing I do every single year. So I am obviously very much.
This is the only thing I live for.
This is it's my favorite. I look forward to it every single year. So I love going to LA and eating the food and playing the video games. It's great.
Brad Cam will return.
Brad Cam will return. That'll be in my post. You're gonna
Brad
see.
Cam versus Krispy Cam.
Yeah, we'll be doing some Brad Cam and Krispy Cam. It should
You're
be
not
fun.
ready for this.
Because last year it was Krispy Cam entirely. Krispy learning the ways of Brad Cam. And now we're going to have both Brad Cam and Krispy Cam. It's going to be great.
But you'll never just flat out insult people.
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps Brad Cam spicy.
That
Look at that douche.
My other hype, I'm going to do 2 hypes and 2 fucks this week. My other hype is Nier Automata. I installed that game the other day. It means I am ready. I am prepped. I'm ready to start that game. I'm finally getting started one of the big 3, the 3 massive RPGs sitting on my shelf. on my backlog, and I'm going to start with Nier. It was like, I took a while trying to figure out which one I was going to start first, so I'm going to go with Nier. So I'm looking forward to playing that as soon as I finish Rime. That's my next on my list.
And Neo?
Just, Nick, just stick with it.
I will.
Just stick with it.
I will.
We all fell off Neo. It's so sad.
I'm going to go back to Neo. In fact, I was thinking about maybe playing Neo on the feed next week. Maybe. We'll see.
Path of Neo?
No. Neo. My first fuck you goes to Prey, believe it or not. I finished that game this week. I enjoy that game a lot, but fuck the loading on PS4. I'll be honest, there's not a lot of games that have really bummed me out about loading. Like, I don't mind loading. Like, but the problem is
because you never fast travel, so you don't have to
I don't ever fast travel.
But here it doesn't matter. It's the transitions from one area to the next.
It's literally because the last like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of Prey has you running across the space station and like to different areas really fast, and I literally had to sit through like 20 load screens of about a minute and a half each, and it killed the momentum.
I didn't have to do that.
Killed the momentum of the conclusion.
What if it was seamless?
That would be wonderful if it was seamless, but it is not. It doesn't matter earlier in the game because you spend like 30 to 40 minutes in one area before you even consider moving on to the next because you're exploring every inch. So like a minute and a half loading doesn't seem like a big deal. But at the end, when you're just sprinting from one area, going straight from one airlock to an elevator and then going up and then going through another airlock and just boom, 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 just loading screen. I spent more time just looking at my phone on Twitter while I was like supposed to be in like the most intense part of the fucking game. And that was just killed it.
If I had a copy of Prey on PC, even though I've played the game for like 25 hours or whatever, I would absolutely just download a save and continue on PC.
Well, what's your final playtime?
28 hours, 29 hours, something like that.
Not that long after me.
No.
Wasn't 12 minutes.
It's not. And my fuck you of the week, final fuck you of the week goes to Ubisoft for Far Cry. I mean, I understand why, and this is not really me trying. This is more of just me being.
Fuck you, Far Cry.
I'm just throwing a hissy fit right now. I was like so prepared to play Far Cry 4 or Far Cry 5 this year. Like I was so ready, and then I got to the end of that trailer. And I was like, February. What the fuck? Like,
yeah, what even is coming out this fall?
Shadow of War, for example?
Shadow of War got pushed to October today.
There's a lot of footage out there for this game. Have y'all been looking at any of it?
For Shadow of War?
Yeah.
I saw one.
There was like a 45-minute thing or whatever.
I watched like a 10-minute thing of it a few weeks ago. It's all right. Point is, I was really hyped to play Far Cry. In fact, I might have been more excited to play this Far Cry, especially once the like details of this game started to come into focus. I was potentially more excited to play Far Cry 5 than whatever this new Assassin's Creed is. I really hope Assassin's Creed looks good because that's the Ubisoft game I'm playing this year. Unless that, of course, is not also going to make it out this year. I don't fucking know at this point. Anything could happen.
Mario. We'll have Mario.
We will have Mario.
It'll be game of the
Supposedly,
year.
yeah. That's what the rumor says.
Yep. Anyways, that's our show. It went a little long this week.
Yeah,
Thank you for listening. Of course, join us this time next week for our pre-E3 predictions podcast. That'll be just days before we take off for LA. And like I said, I'm going to be getting the details of what we're planning on doing the entire week. We're doing a few things differently than what we normally do, so it should be interesting. We've got a lot of stuff that we're excited to be bringing to you guys. And we hope you guys will just join us for the week. It's always a fun thing, and we want you guys to enjoy, kind of experience it through us vicariously. So, tune into our broadcast. Follow us on Twitter. We'll be tweeting about it all day. We'll be in our Discord while we're at the show. So, there's tons of ways to kind of interact with us while we're at the show.
Catch the 2 a.m. stream, which you can hear my lungs.
Catch the 2 a.m. Oh, God.
You should just leave it live all night long.
So people
they get to experience
They
what
understand.
we do.
Yeah, just leave the feed on all night long, and then everyone just take a nap.
What the fuck is that?
Why are the walls shaking?
What is
There's that time that
There's a car alarm going on.
I did that. There was the time I did the bat cast where I think we had a bat that was caught in the walls, and we just kept hearing a weird sound. So I just left the feed on all night so people could enjoy,
I remember that.
enjoy the Batcast.
Oh god.
But
yeah.
Oh, can I end this podcast with a question?
Sure.
Did we spend more time talking about Perception than he played of
Yes.
Perception?
I'm pretty
We
sure.
came close.
No, we didn't run out of footage. So it's a no.
So, someone needs to check.
Oh, so we were off by like 3 minutes.
That's true. Good catch. Good catch. Yeah, anyways, that's our show. Thank you, of course, for listening. We'll be back next week. 4playernetwork.com. Check it out. Bookmark it. We'll catch you later. Good night.
Goodbye.